My beloved child, I am near you right now, so close that I can feel the rhythm of your heartbeat changing. I am close enough to catch your tears before they even have a chance to hit the ground. And it is from this place of extreme closeness that I speak to you with both authority and deep tenderness. I am not just telling you to let them go. I am actually giving you the strength right now to do it. You must know that this is not a burden you have to carry by yourself. This is a moment we're going to carry together, because the next thing I am releasing into your life will require a heart that is whole, present, and fully awake, not a soul that is divided. Letting go is not the same as forgetting. It is not pretending that the past didn't matter. Letting go is a radical act of faith that says, I trust you, God, more than I trust my own fear. Grounding breath. Pause with me now. Place your hand over your heart. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, and on the 3rd breath whisper, I release. Do it now. Feel it move through you. I know you still hear their voice echoing in your mind. I know you still feel the sharp sting of the words that were left unsaid, and the deep ache of the chapters that never got a proper closing. But you cannot step into a resurrection while you are still holding on to the remains of the past. You cannot embrace the new things I have for you if your hands are still tied tight to the old things. And my child, what is coming next for you is too holy to be touched by bitterness. It is too big to be carried with regret. This next move I am making in your life simply will not fit into the spaces that heartbreak once occupied. So I am not just commanding a release, I am anointing you for it. I am placing power in your hands, peace in your soul, and fire in your bones. Speak your yes. If you feel the stirring in your chest, speak this aloud, yes, I will let go. Say it now. Let your voice agree with heaven. There is a purpose that has been waiting on the other side of your yes. Yes to letting go of the illusion. Yes to releasing the hope that they will come back and fix what is broken. Yes to trusting me with the gaps, the grief, and the ground you thought you lost. And here's what I promise you, child. You will never let go of something for my sake and be left empty. Never. I will fill every single void with something far greater. I will send joy into the places where sorrow used to sit. I will birth a new identity where insecurity used to reign. I will give you laughter that doesn't carry the echo of pain. And when you look back, it won't be with longing, but with gratitude. Because you will see it then, clear as day, that letting go wasn't a loss, it was an unlocking. So here we are, just you and me. No crowds, no pretense, just the sacred silence before the shift. And I ask you now, will you let them go? Not in anger, but in honor. Will you trust that I know how to handle the ones who couldn't hold you? Will you believe that your heart deserves to beat in rhythm with heaven again? Not weighed down by memory, but propelled by vision. Let me take this from you. Let me breathe into your hands the strength you need. Because what is next is not just a season, it is a destiny, and it will not wait for pieces. It wants you. It wants all of you, entirely. This is not the end. This is the release point where sorrow turns to strength, where grief becomes glory, where the letting go becomes the launching forth. And I am here for all of it. I am here for you. You have walked through the full fire of this message, and now I invite you to become a carrier of this flame. Don't just receive this word, release it forward. Quick practical step. Grab a pen right now and write one name, one memory, or one weight you are releasing. Fold the paper and keep it as a sign that you are done holding it. Then place your hand on it and say, "It is finished." Through your giving, whether by super thanks, membership, or a one-time seed through PayPal, you are actively helping me reach the ones who are still stuck, still waiting, and still weeping. What you support today becomes the miracle someone else will discover in their darkest midnight hour. I said in my word, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." Child, this is that moment. You have been refreshed. Now, let your generosity become the spark that ignites another. I see your heart, I see your hunger, and I will honor your obedience. Scroll to the description, sow into what fed you, and watch me pour back into your life with power, purpose, and prophetic multiplication. Do it now. I am watching, and I will respond. Before you leave this moment, I want you to do something powerful, something prophetic. If you are ready to release what I never asked you to carry, if you feel my voice stirring something deeper in your spirit, then drop these words in the comments right now. I am letting go and stepping into what God has for me. This is not just a comment. It is a covenant, a declaration that the chains are breaking. The past is loosening and your next chapter is already opening. Don't scroll past your release. Speak it. Declare it so heaven hears, hell trembles, and your soul aligns. I am right here with you, and what is coming next is worth everything you are releasing. Public declaration. Comment the covenant now. I am letting go and stepping into what God has for me. Write it. Hit post. Let your freedom be contagious. And now that you have spoken it, stay here with me. Let the weight you have been carrying begin to fall away. What you just released wasn't random. It was obedience forming in your spirit. This moment marks a shift from endurance to trust, from holding on to stepping forward. You are not losing anything of value. You are making room for something eternal. Listen closely now, because I am about to explain what this release truly means. My child, hear my voice now, for I speak clearly into the deep silence of your heart. You need to know that the time for holding on to what only hinders my perfect plan for you is over. This is the hour for radical letting go. You must understand this instruction to let them go is not a measure of your failure, but a profound testament to the deep, unwavering faith I am calling you to step into. This command is a powerful catalyst for the supernatural work I am doing in your life. Look closely at the connections you are straining to maintain. The bonds you perceive as a source of strength or security are often the very chains I desire to break and shatter for the ultimate freedom of your soul. I command this release, my beloved, because it is the undeniable gateway to the magnificent destiny I have prepared solely for you. You and I are sitting here, and I see the knot of anxiety twisting in your stomach every time you think of this separation. That heavy feeling, my child, is not from me. That is the old season fighting to keep you bound. Look at the people and situations I am asking you to surrender. You know in your quietest moments that these connections cost you more energy than they ever return. I see your spirit being subtly drained, trying to maintain an unequal yoke that was never my design for you. Pause now. Take that deep, cleansing breath you take before you face a major challenge. Feel my presence wrapping around you like the unshakable warmth of a morning sunbeam. In this very moment, in this simple yet difficult act of obedience, you are actively preparing the vessel of your life. You are clearing out the space, making the room for the new, overflowing blessings that I am about to pour out. This is a monumental pivot in your journey, my precious one. Do not look back. Don't even glance over your shoulder at the what-ifs or the what-could-have-beens. The ancient story of Lot's wife is a perpetual witness, a sharp, clear warning against the heart that clings to the past and all its familiar sorrows. Rather than stepping confidently into the glorious unknown I have promised, I am offering you a new horizon, a new chapter, a fresh start. Will you allow the shadow of yesterday to eclipse the magnificent sunrise I am painting for you today? I am not asking you to deny the pain. I know this hurts. I know you will shed tears over the loss of comfort and familiarity. Bring those tears to me. I will catch every single one. I am the only one who can truly heal this separation anxiety. You feel that fear that you will be alone, cast off, but I will be your companion in the quiet, your unwavering support in the void. You are not losing support, you are gaining my undivided focus. You are exchanging a flimsy human comfort for the eternal, unshakable stability of my presence. Step out now. March forward with the confidence of a warrior, knowing that every single thing you release is being multiplied and redeemed in my kingdom. My decree is your freedom. My command is your elevation. Believe this truth. Embrace the transformation. You are not defined by the people who leave you, but by the unconditional love of your Father who will never, ever leave you. The doors I close, no man can open. The freedom I give you, no enemy can take away. Rest in this truth. The greatest move you can make today is simply to obey my call to release. My precious one, step closer and absorb this foundational truth. I am the potter and you are the clay. Your life is not a random collection of events or accidents. It is being shaped moment by moment, day by day, by my perfect, eternal design. You must stop seeing these difficult moments, this command to release, as chaos. They are calculated, intentional steps in the unfolding of my masterpiece, a magnificent artwork that is your life. I want you to remember that every person, every relationship, and every difficult season I remove from your immediate circle is a necessary component in my grand strategy. This is not loss. This is divine subtraction leading to supernatural addition. I challenge you now. Trust the hand that guides the stars through the heavens and calls the oceans to their boundaries. The same power that commanded the turbulent waters to part and stand firm so many people could walk on dry ground is the same power guiding your every step right now. You must let go of your own frail, limited map. My child, surrender your control. My sovereign will is the only compass that will lead you to true, lasting, and unshakable peace. Any other direction is a detour into worry and confusion. You feel the pressure at your job, the unspoken tensions in your family, the fear of the future, and you try to navigate it all using your own strength. Stop striving. Stop linking yourself with the weight. What seems like a crushing loss or a deep void in the human, visible realm is always an elevation in the invisible, powerful kingdom. You are not shrinking. You are expanding to receive more of my glory and wisdom. When you try to cling to what I am removing, you are attempting to fasten the anchor of your future to a sinking vessel. I know your unspoken fear. The one that whispers, how will I manage the logistics? Who will help me with the daily burdens? But I know the end from the beginning, my child. I see the full timeline of your story, from the moment you began until you come home to me. Therefore, my instruction is your ultimate security. My plan is your impenetrable shield. Look at your anxiety about tomorrow. Do you feel that knot in your stomach? That is the immediate, visceral evidence that you are trusting your own foresight over my omniscience. Undo that knot with a simple, profound act of surrender. Declare aloud to the atmosphere around you, I will trust the author of my story. This is the battle for your peace, and it must be won in your mind first. I am refining your dependency, my beloved. I am showing you that your true provision does not stem from human proximity or financial security, but directly from my throne. I want to be your only immediate source of strength. This is an invitation into a higher calling, the call to live a life unconstrained by human expectation or limitation. I see how you struggle with the feeling of being overlooked, how you silently yearn for affirmation. When you release what I command, you are affirming that my opinion of you is the only one that counts, and my provision is the only resource you need. You are more than enough because I am your all-sufficiency. Walk in this truth. Do not falter. My sovereignty is your unwavering rock. Come to my side now, my child, and let me show you the eternal principles of increase. Just as the lush vine must be pruned with deliberate care to remove the old wood and bear more, richer, and sweeter fruit, so too must certain heavy, draining, and hindering relationships be cut away from your life. This experience of painful release, this separation you are enduring, is not punitive. It is purely preparatory. It is a surgical act of love to ensure a magnificent harvest of righteousness and abundance in your life. I know the question echoing in your soul. Why this pain? Why this specific person or situation? Listen carefully. The heavy weight you carry from these connections has been stalling the profound growth and acceleration I intend for you. They may have been comfortable, even familiar, but they had become a spiritual dead end. They were demanding an expenditure of energy, time, and emotional resources that was intended solely for your ascent and my service. Do not confuse the warmth of familiarity with the fire of destiny. I am doing the delicate work of removing the constant distracting noise and the subtle, debilitating skepticism that has been stealing the oil of focus I have given to your lamp. Your destiny requires an intense, singular focus on my blueprint for you. Every moment spent justifying yourself, defending your faith, or simply dragging this heavy relationship up the mountain with you was a moment lost to your purpose. I am calling you higher. This is why you must rejoice in the pruning. My beloved, it is the undeniable, beautiful sign that I have looked at your potential and deemed you worthy of extraordinary increase. Pruning is only done to a living, fruitful vine. Let the pain wash over you, but do not allow it to anchor you. It is a momentary discomfort for a lifetime of elevation. I am clearing the ground so the roots of your faith can go deeper, wider, and more firmly into me alone. Your dependence was becoming too widely distributed. My child, I desire your entire weight to rest upon my unshakable foundation. Think of this as a spiritual renovation. I am removing the cracked old supports so I can replace them with the unbreakable steel of my promise. Look at your hands. They are now free. Release the grip of the should-haves and could-haves. I am establishing a new foundation for you that will be entirely self-sufficient in my spirit, ready to produce fruit that will astonish even your enemies. Receive this moment as a divine affirmation of your value and your capacity to carry a greater anointing. Believe in the harvest. Welcome the knife, for it is guided by the hand of the only one who knows your true potential. Do not mourn the loss of what was dead. Celebrate the life of what is to come. Look ahead, my child. The space created by this necessary release is not an empty, terrifying void. It is a sacred, consecrated space, a divine vacuum ready and waiting to be instantly filled with the power and clarity of my spirit. You must understand that I am doing a new thing in your life, a shift so profound it requires the complete removal of the old to manifest. See the closed door behind you not as a rejection, but as a crystal clear sign that I am already standing before you, opening a grander, mightier portal to your next assignment. Your capacity for my glory is expanding, even as you stand in this unfamiliar space. My beloved, this difficult ending, this intentional separation, is absolutely necessary for the greater inflow of provision, wisdom, and divine alignment I have prepared. I am making room for the magnificent overflow of my presence. Anticipate the transformation with the fierce excitement of a traveler finally reaching their destination. Your current view, my precious one, is simply too small, too focused on the human elements you lost for the truly cosmic scope of my eternal vision for your life. Lift your eyes above the immediate terrain. The feeling of being in a dry, desolate wilderness is merely the path, the transient path leading directly to the promise of flowing milk and honey. You are in transition, not termination. Trust the journey. Do not set up camp in the confusion of the middle place. Every discomfort you feel now is a spiritual compass pointing you toward the unthinkable abundance that awaits. I command you, lay down the heavy, worn garments of the old season. Stop wearing the robes of self-pity, doubt, and self-incrimination. I am actively weaving a glorious new robe of righteousness, clarity, and authority for your new season. This new garment will fit the true dimension of your elevated calling. You are stepping into a life where your purpose will shine without the tarnish of external negativity. Cleanse your internal space of the residue of that old connection. Meditate on my promises. Let them be the only internal narrative playing in your mind. I am replacing the constant need for validation with an unshakable, self-sustaining confidence rooted in your value to me. Receive the newness, embrace the promise. This is not a slight setback. This is a supernatural leap into the life you were designed to live. I will fill every gap with something better, stronger, and eternal. Look upon me now, my child, for you are standing in a holy crucible, a moment of sacred testing. This moment of deliberate isolation is designed to test one essential truth. Does your ultimate dependency and reliance rest solely upon me or on the shifting, unreliable foundation of human support? I desire a deep, intimate, and profoundly exclusive reliance on my presence in your life, the kind that no human relationship can ever replicate. You must come to the point where you realize your true strength does not come from the approval of others, the counsel of friends, or the proximity of family, but directly from the wellspring of my spirit. I am orchestrating this removal of human noise, so that when all other voices fade into silence, my voice will be the only clarity, the only certainty, the only truth you truly possess. This is a gift of supernatural discernment. Do not fall prey to the lie of fear that screams about isolation and abandonment. It is precisely in this stillness, this holy solitude, that I am ready to reveal my truest, most powerful self to you, the I am who is utterly sufficient and complete. I am taking you to the next level of faith, my beloved. proving beyond any shred of a doubt that my grace is absolutely sufficient for you in every single circumstance, every dark night, and every empty space left by this release. You need to know that your true, sustainable provision is secured eternally in the covenant of my faithfulness, not in the proximity or perceived loyalty of any human being. The people who left, the people I commanded you to let go, were never your source. They were merely a channel I sometimes allowed. When you mistake the channel for the source, you limit the flow of my blessing. I am the source, the provider, and the sustainer. Place your full, heavy weight upon me alone. Stop glancing backward at the void. Begin looking forward with the fierce conviction that your future is more glorious than you can possibly imagine. This is your spiritual graduation. You are moving from a place of childlike dependency on human comfort to a warrior-like reliance on the omnipotent God. I am fighting for you. I am providing for you. I am your only safety. Take courage. Endure the test, for the reward is a deep, unshakable peace that will forever defy human understanding. Walk in the authority of your new reliance. My child, wait. Do not turn away now. We stand on the verge of the deepest revelations I have reserved just for you. To halt now after proving your reliance on me would be to grieve the Spirit that is actively pouring out strength upon your soul. I command your continued focus. Do not disappoint my heart by choosing the fleeting comfort of distraction over the eternal clarity that is just ahead. Your destiny demands your commitment. Hush now, my child. Be still and let the noise of the past completely cease. This is the sacred reason for the solitude you feel, so that you may clearly hear the quiet, consistent instruction of the Holy Spirit speaking directly to the deepest part of your being. When the loud, familiar voices of that released relationship are completely gone, I shall begin to speak profound, game-changing truths into your core. Truths that were impossible to hear amidst the distraction. I assure you, the revelation you have been desperately seeking, the answer to those prayers you whispered in the dark, is hidden directly behind the distraction you have now released. Think of it like this. That relationship was a thick, obscuring fog covering the path to your purpose. By letting it go, the sun of my truth can finally pierce the clouds and show you the way forward. The clarity is coming. I will grant you divine wisdom to understand with surgical precision the true motives and the spiritual seasons of those I removed from your life. This knowledge is not for judgment. It is purely for your unmistakable confirmation and lasting protection. You will see the subtle sabotage, the quiet limitations, and the spiritual danger that I shielded you from in my unwavering love. This confirmation is your anchor. In the blessed stillness, I will illuminate the path that was previously obscured by the shadows and the demands of that relationship. You will finally see the straight, clear highway of your purpose. The confusion you felt was a direct result of trying to navigate your journey using a flawed human blueprint that conflicted with my divine plan. That struggle is over. Receive this quiet time as the crucial preparation for the prophetic utterance I am placing upon your lips. When the clutter of the world is removed, your spirit can become a pure, resonant vessel for my voice. The words you speak from this day forward will carry a new, undeniable authority. This time of quiet is not a punishment, but a spiritual retreat where I am sharpening your senses and anointing your tongue. Embrace the silence. Listen for the word. My deepest truths await you here. My precious one, come closer and allow me to lay bare the truth about the heaviest weight you are carrying. It is not the emotional ache of this release itself, and it is certainly not the person I commanded you to let go of. Listen intently. The heaviest burden you carry is the sheer weight of your unbelief in my ability to sustain you without any human help. You carry a crippling fear that suggests your very survival is linked to the proximity of others. And that is a direct challenge to my limitless power. Unbelief is a tangible weight upon your soul, my child. It acts like a spiritual anchor dragging you down, preventing you from ever truly soaring into the high calling and destiny I have placed upon your life. Think of it. You try to run the race I set before you while simultaneously strapping stones of doubt to your ankles. This must cease now. I call you out of that suffocating doubt and into the certainty of my unwavering, unchanging promises. My word is a solid rock, and your circumstances are merely shifting sand. Cast off the paralyzing fear that whispers lies, suggesting that your future, your peace, or your daily provision depends on any resource outside of my boundless kingdom. That is the voice of the adversary attempting a subtle spiritual heist of your faith. Refuse to be robbed. You have everything you need in me. I want you to remember the fundamental truth I have proven throughout all of history. My power is made perfect in your weakness. When you are at your absolute human limit, that is the exact divine moment where my strength rushes in to replace your anxiety, your fatigue, and your fear. Allow my strength to be your new reality. Look at your current situation. It feels overwhelming precisely because you are still relying on a mixture of human logic and my grace. Stop diluting my power. Commit now to relying entirely on the miraculous. You must believe in the miracle I am actively working behind the scenes, my child. Even before the physical evidence is manifest to your eyes. This is the true test of faith, believing the unseeable over the highly visible. This is where you exchange the heavy shroud of worry for the light yoke of my peace. You tell me you are worried about the unspoken tensions in your family, the looming possibility of financial strain, and the constant pressure at your job that never lets up. All of these anxieties are rooted in a subtle lack of trust that I am already there working all things for your good. Let me handle the impossible. That is my specialty, not yours. Your task is simply to believe. Declare right now, my Father, I release the heavy burden of my unbelief, and I claim your sustaining power. This declaration is your spiritual lever, lifting the oppressive weight off your soul and allowing you to breathe freely in my grace. You were created to soar, not to struggle under the weight of fear. Stand tall, walk confidently. Your provision is secured because I myself am your security. Do not allow another minute to be stolen by the crippling power of doubt. I will be your shield and your unwavering assurance in the face of all uncertainty. Embrace the lightness of faith. The burden is released, and your victory is assured. Come here, my beloved. I want to show you what you cannot yet see with your human eyes, to give you divine clarity in this painful process of release. When the spiritual fog and the emotional turmoil of this separation finally lift, and they will lift, you will then clearly discern the hidden danger. I have swiftly and mercifully shielded you from this. This release, though difficult now, is my profound act of protective love for you. The true, undeniable nature of this command to let them go will be revealed when you are safely standing firmly on the other side of this valley. Trust my foresight. I saw the unseen currents in the treacherous depths of the path you were unknowingly on. I saw the subtle spiritual erosion that was taking place in your life, the quiet compromises you were making, and the draining of the anointing I have placed upon you. The anointing is the holy oil of my presence, and it was being insidiously and subtly drained away by that connection, leaving you spiritually depleted and perpetually striving. I intervene to preserve your destiny because I value your soul and your purpose above all temporary human comforts. Understand this deep truth. My intense protective love for you necessitated this swift and sometimes painful separation. I could not and would not allow you to remain tethered to an influence that was actively dulling your spiritual edge and diverting the stream of my blessing. I know you wrestled with the feeling of being overlooked or subtly demeaned within that relationship. You saw the genuine sadness and the effort you poured into a vessel that was never meant to hold your future. The striving is over. The adversary's primary desire was to slow your ascent, to keep you grounded, entangled in the complexity and distraction of what was never meant for your next level. I have now cut the cord of that negative, delaying influence with a single decisive stroke of my grace. Feel the immediate lightness. The sense of weariness that clung to you was evidence of this subtle spiritual battle. I have won this battle for you. Receive this new vision. As you look back, you shall gain an undeniable, crystal clear understanding of my perfect timing and my eternal foresight. You will thank me for the pain of today because you will see the complete spiritual catastrophe I saved you from tomorrow. This revelation will solidify your trust in me in a way that years of ease and comfort never could. Do not withstand this powerful lesson. Turn your focus inward now and strengthen the inner fortress of your spirit. The drama is over, the elevation begins. Walk in this protected space with the fierce confidence of one who knows they are utterly and perfectly shielded. By the very hand of the Almighty God, your future is secure, your anointing is preserved, your deliverance is complete. My precious child, this moment of release is fundamentally about restoring your true value and reclaiming your unique God-given identity. Listen to the truth of your existence. You are created in my sacred image, whole, complete, and perfectly designed. You are not a fragmented reflection of another person's expectations, nor are you defined by the need for their fragile, human approval. That narrative ends here. I am calling you back to the absolute consecrated core of your being, the part of you that is inherently whole, profoundly beloved, and divinely consecrated. Your intrinsic worth, my child, is eternally tied to the immense sacrifice of my Son, Jesus Christ, and not to the fleeting, temporary company you keep or have kept. You were loved before the foundations of the world. That is the only measure of your value. Embrace this original design. Claim the masterpiece I crafted before a single planet was spun into existence. I demand you release the mask. I know you wore emotional armor and subtle masks of perfection or compliance to maintain the connection. I am now deliberately severing for your own spiritual, emotional, and mental sake. Take off the mask and let me look upon your face as you truly are. I cherish the authentic you. The mask only served to block the full, abundant flow of my spirit into your heart. Shed that camouflage. Your reliance on the opinions of others ends now. Your new, immovable foundation is established in Christ Jesus alone. Therefore, I command you to reclaim the power of your unique identity in me. You are not defined by the roles you played for them. The caregiver, the listener, the constant source of support. You are defined by the unwavering decree of your king, child of God. Chosen, set apart, and victorious, let go of the lies of comparison and the subtle need for validation. You are not overlooked. You are handpicked for a magnificent purpose. Refuse to be minimized by the memory of how others may have treated you. Their perception of you was flawed and limited. My perspective is perfect and eternal. Stop chasing the fragile affirmation of man and start living from the glorious certainty of my divine approval. This separation is a profound act of self-reclamation. You are not lost. You are simply returning home to the core truth of who I created you to be. Affirm your identity. I am whole. I am sufficient. I am eternally loved. My purpose is clear. This is not arrogance. This is divine truth speaking through you. Step into this truth. Walk in this new confidence. Your value is infinite, and it is established entirely in my love for you. Live like the royalty you are. Look upon this decree, my child. It is not an end. It is a powerful shield that I have woven entirely out of my love for you. This command to release is a blessing of protection, a direct intervention to save you from spiritual harm, future heartbreak, and unnecessary compromise. I have drawn an unwavering, sanctified boundary around your life, and you must now learn to live fully within the encompassing grace of my favor. Do not question the boundary I have drawn. Every line, every closure, and every final word is a perfect expression of my love and my foresight. This separation encompasses the absolute fullness of my favor upon you. It is a clear-cut action to preserve the anointing and the calling I have set upon you. I saw the dangers ahead, the compromises that would have been subtly demanded, the erosion of your peace, and the eventual crushing heartbreak that was swiftly approaching. I saved you from that ending. I have closed the door decisively to the thief who sought to steal, kill, and destroy your destiny, your joy, and your spiritual momentum. Refuse to unlock that door again with sentimental yearning or doubt. What is behind that closed door is no longer your concern. Your focus must be entirely forward on the glorious things I am manifesting for you today. Know this with absolute certainty. My warrior angels are fully encamped around you right now, securing the holy, protected space I have opened for your deep healing, your profound rest, and your spiritual reconstruction. Feel their presence. Rest in their shield. You are not alone. You are royally guarded. This sacred space I have created for you is a sanctuary from noise and a fortress against all negative influence. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. My love is a fortress. My child, this necessary release is simply the firm, deliberate locking of the gate against all spiritual and emotional influences that sought to wound you, confuse you, or distract you from your main assignment. Walk away from the closed gate. Do not linger. The path I am leading you on is safe, secure, and paved with my promises. Embrace this shield. Live in this safety. Your peace is my priority. Your future is my guarantee. I have intervened to protect you with a mighty hand, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are protected, you are secure, you are eternally mine. Hush, my beloved. Do you not sense the mighty war that was fought for your freedom? To step away now would be to discount the sacrifice and the painful release I orchestrated for your protection. I command your reverence. I am showing you the future. Do not insult my foresight by doubting the necessity of this path. Your testimony is being woven. Continue to listen, or you risk missing the very key that unlocks the next phase of your unshakable security. I have secured your space, my warrior. But the fire of my word must now rage across the wilderness. Do you feel the unfolding revelation of your protection? That same assurance is the oil I pour into the lamps of the lost. If your heart now moves to fortify this mission, know that I am opening the door to your greater reward. This is a divine appointment to sow seeds into the fertile ground of this movement, assuring that this life-giving manna reaches every hungry soul. I command you to sow. Your contribution becomes a sword of the Spirit, bringing light where I have commanded the darkness to retreat. Receive my promise of multiplication. Every seed you plant shall return to you as a sevenfold harvest of favor and unshakable peace. Act now with prophetic urgency. I am holding your blessing at the gate, ready to release the overflow. Be amazed, my precious one, as you recognize the mighty hand of my word. This command, this painful but purposeful release, is a literal, active fulfillment of the prophetic words and promises I have spoken over your life for years. This is not just change. This is prophecy manifesting. The magnificent promises I have given you require an unencumbered vessel, a soul not weighed down by the demands and the heavy complexity of the former things. You must be light to ascend. Watch now with keen spiritual eyes for the signs and wonders. The undeniable proof of my favor shall swiftly follow this single defining act of definitive obedience. Your spiritual momentum is now accelerating at a speed you have never before experienced. The clear vision of your future, the prophetic blueprint I gave you in quiet moments, will now accelerate, unhindered by the skepticism, the doubt, or the subtle resistance of others. The true vision will only come into clear, undeniable focus precisely when you need it most. In the vulnerable, open void created by letting go. Before, the vision was blurred by human opinion and compromise, and now the canvas is clear, and I am painting the next steps with bold, unambiguous clarity. I am establishing my word, my instruction, and my quiet whisper as the singular, unwavering authority that must govern your every relationship, every step, and every major decision from this day forward. This is your moment of confirmation. You will see the undeniable link between your obedience and the manifestation of your breakthrough. Do not dismiss the synchronicities or the powerful, sudden confirmations that are about to flood your life. They are my response to your obedience. The spiritual inheritance you have been waiting for is now being released into your earthly reality, uncaged by the restraints of the past. Prepare to run. My word does not return to me void. It has accomplished the separation, and it shall now accomplish the blessing. Step out onto the promise as if it were solid ground. Believe the prophecy over the memory. Your greatest days are not behind you. Your elevation is now. Walk into the fulfillment of my promises with fierce conviction and unwavering joy. The time of delay is over. The time of manifestation is here. My beloved child, draw near. For the work of release is incomplete until it is crowned with the anointing of pure, unconditional forgiveness. This is a final, mighty stroke of my grace you must wield for your own liberation. Hear this truth plainly. This forgiveness is solely for your freedom, my child, not for the other person's merit or deserving. It is the powerful final act that severs the remaining spiritual and emotional ties, declaring to the enemy that the relationship holds no power over your future peace. I command you now to release all bitterness. Do not allow it to linger, even in the smallest, darkest corner of your heart. For bitterness is a spiritual poison that will contaminate the new, fertile soil I have created for your blessings. You cannot plant the seeds of your beautiful future in soil laced with the toxic residue of past offense. Do you feel that subtle ache when you remember the hurt? That is the anchor of bitterness, and I am breaking it now. Forgiving them is the ultimate, powerful declaration that your peace, your worth, and your emotional stability come directly from my throne, not from their apology. Their amends were their recognition of the pain they caused. Your peace is my gift to you, and you must fiercely guard it. You may be thinking, but Father, they never acknowledged their fault. Release your need for human justice. My justice is perfect and is always in motion. The power to forgive, my child, is one of the highest, most supernatural gifts of the Holy Spirit living mightily within you. It is a testament to my authority in your life, proving that you possess a resource of love that transcends human limitation. Do not carry the offense any further. Lay that heavy, sharp burden at the foot of my cross right now and walk away unburdened and free. Refuse to pick it up again by reliving the painful memories or rehearsing the arguments in your mind. That is how the enemy re-enslaves you. Protect your freedom. This release, coupled with forgiveness, elevates you to a plane of unshakable tranquility. You are not just letting go of a person. You are letting go of the entire narrative of victimhood they imposed upon you. Reclaim your power. Step into the lightness that only true, divine forgiveness can offer. Feel the peace rush in where the resentment once was. My peace is your inheritance. Claim it fiercely. Live in it completely. You are a conduit of my limitless love, and that love can purify even the deepest wounds of the soul. Forgive not for them, but for the profound liberation of your own glorious destiny. Walk forward now, my champion, unchained and wholly free. Your healing is manifest. My child, let us learn the glorious economics of my kingdom. In the human world, when you surrender something, it is called a loss. But in my economy, for every single thing surrendered in obedience, a greater spiritual treasure is poured back into your life with overwhelming abundance. This is the principle of reciprocity, a divine law you must now master. The painful sacrifice of this relationship, this intentional letting go, will be instantly exchanged for a deeper, more profound intimacy with the Comforter, my Holy Spirit who lives within you. Your closeness to me is your greatest wealth. You surrendered a temporary comfort, and I am giving you eternal communion. This is an exchange of immeasurable value. Your fierce willingness to obey me, even when the path is confusing and painful, will unlock a new visible level of my manifested glory in your daily walk, in your workplace, and in your quiet moments at home. You will see my hand move in ways you have only read about, because I honor radical trust with radical manifestation. Give me your broken heart, my beloved. You tried to hold it together, patching it with human advice and temporary distractions. Surrender the pieces to me entirely, and in return, I will restore it with the full, unadulterated joy of your salvation, a joy so pure and powerful that no circumstance can diminish it. This joy will be your spiritual fuel for the journey ahead. My economy is not man's fragile, fear-based system. Your investment of painful, sacrificial trust will yield an incomprehensible, overflowing return in the spiritual and natural realms. You surrendered the familiar. I am giving you the miraculous. You traded earthly attachments for a heavenly inheritance, a legacy of peace and power that will bless generations after you. Think of the time and emotional energy you invested in that connection. Now visualize me taking that same resource and multiplying it into divine focus, unshakable peace, and accelerated wisdom. This is your new spiritual portfolio. I am your greatest investor. I am your surest return. Refuse to measure your wealth by what you see in the human realm. Measure it by the depth of your peace and the fierceness of your trust. You are rich in me. Walk in that richness. Do not accept scarcity. I have promised you overflow. Claim this abundance. Embrace this space, my child. This time of seeming solitude is not a random outcome of life. It is a sacred, deliberate appointment designed only by me for your ultimate refinement and glory. Do not run from the stillness. Run into my arms. Remember the history of my beloved ones. It is always in the desert, the valley, or the quiet isolation that I have performed my greatest, most personal, and most intimate miracles for my chosen ones. Moses found me at the burning bush in the wilderness. Elijah heard my whisper after the great noise. You are now standing on holy ground, simply because the external noise has been removed. See this solitude as your sanctuary. Learn the profound, beautiful lesson of being utterly content in the absolute sufficiency of your Savior alone. You tried to draw strength from many sources. Now I am teaching you to draw all your life from the single, unceasing river of my presence. Settle your heart, be still, and know that I am God. I caution you, my child, do not chase new connections in a desperate attempt to fill the human void this release has created. Wait upon my impeccable timing for the righteous, heaven-sent alignments that I have already prepared for you. Seeking human comfort now will only lead to further spiritual complexity and disappointment. Wait for my ordained best. Do not settle for what is merely available. The foundational work of healing and reconstruction that I must achieve within your spirit can only be accomplished in unshared space. This is a time for deep surgical work that requires your undivided attention and exclusive focus on my word. Allow me to rebuild your foundation without the influence or distraction of others. Let me speak truths into your core that will never be shaken. In your quiet strength, my precious one, the world will soon witness an undeniable, powerful truth, that my spirit is your only, most trusted, and most faithful companion. Your peace, your confidence, and your resilience will become a beacon of hope for others who are still desperately clinging to fragile human supports. Be the testimony. Stand in the stillness. My presence is your completeness. You lack absolutely nothing. Walk in the confidence of my companionship. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. You are perfectly safe. Hark, my child. The overwhelming confusion and mental fog you felt while in that hindering relationship was a direct, natural result of being unequally yoked with what was fundamentally not my perfect will for your life. Your spirit and my spirit within you were constantly warring with the misalignment, leading to that chronic, debilitating confusion. That state is now terminated. My spirit is the spirit of clarity, absolute peace, and divine order. Now that the conflicting influence is removed, allow me to immediately reestablish these foundational pillars in your mind and your heart. I am the God of perfect order. Receive my clarity now. Command confusion to cease. Your mind belongs to me. The path of righteousness is illuminated entirely by my word, which is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. Your spiritual vision is now being purified, amplified to see that path with unambiguous clarity. The blurry, shifting steps you took before were a reflection of the flawed counsel you were receiving. That ends today. I am replacing the flawed, temporary counsel of men with divine, infallible direction, making your steps certain, secure, and profoundly effective. You will no longer hesitate in fear or doubt. You will move with the conviction of my authority. Trust the voice you hear in the quiet. It is my instruction, and it is precise. Do not seek justification or confirmation from man concerning this painful but necessary release. Your ultimate confirmation rests solely in my quiet, powerful affirmation deep within your spirit. The peace you feel when you affirm this decision is the seal of my approval. Hold fast to that inner peace. It is your truest witness. Your magnificent purpose will become undeniably clear the moment the external noise and the conflicting opinions are fully silenced. The distraction was obscuring the assignment. Now the assignment is front and center. Focus on the clarity that is rushing in to fill the void. My will is not hidden from you. It is shining brightly upon your path. Walk in this pure light. Your purpose is secured. Your steps are established. Move forward with unshakable confidence. Clarity is your new strength. Do not yield to the H of the middle place. My precious one, I have peeled back the confusion. The path is illuminated. To stop for would be to reject the clarity and disregard the perfect order I am establishing in your mind. I command your perseverance. You are too valued to let a small moment of weariness derail your elevation. Grasp this truth. I will not share the rest of your revelation with that distracted heart. Press in firstly. The victory over delay is your reward for enduring this moment. My child, lift your head and rejoice. The relationships and entanglements I commanded you to release were the very mechanism of spiritual delay that the enemy was using against your destiny. They were the subtle, invisible anchors that prevented your breakthrough from manifesting fully in your life. You must see this as a victory. By letting them go, you are actively and powerfully removing the resistance, the friction, and the delay that has been holding back the promises I spoke over your life for years. Feel the immediate acceleration. I am accelerating the timeline for the manifestation of your long-awaited blessings. The spiritual logjam is broken, and the river of my provision is now flowing freely into your life. I promise you this absolute truth. The years the locusts and the enemy's interference have seemingly eaten away shall be swiftly, profoundly, and miraculously restored by my power and my abounding grace. Do not mourn the lost time. Celebrate the breathtaking swiftness of your coming restoration. I am the God of sudden, supernatural turnaround, and I am manifesting that speed in your life today. Your momentum in the Spirit shall now proceed utterly unchecked toward your divine assignment. There is nothing now tethering you to the past or slowing your pace toward the future. I designed. Run the race with endurance. My warrior, your path is clear, your feet are anointed, your vision is focused. Embrace the speed, expect the acceleration. The challenges and obstacles that once felt insurmountable will now crumble quickly under the new authority and momentum I have given you. I have lifted the weight of delay. You are no longer bound by the former things. Your time is now. Walk into the fullness of my promised victory with unwavering assurance and profound gratitude. The delay is defeated. The blessing is here. My precious one, feel the lightness, the heavy, draining energy you were constantly expending to maintain those hindering bonds. Those were reserves never meant for others, but consecrated solely for my service and the magnificent work I have called you to do. That spiritual and emotional tax is now canceled. I am demanding its repayment, not from them, but for you. I am now restoring your spirit, soul, and body with the untamed vigor of an eagle soaring high above the world's storms and chaos. Draw your strength directly from the river of my life, my child, which flows unceasingly from my throne, purely for your refreshment and sustenance. You do not need to ration your energy. My supply is infinite. Think of the times you felt utterly depleted, the exhaustion that clung to you even after a full night's rest. That fatigue was the direct consequence of resisting my will and trying to sustain the unsustainable. That cycle is broken. This release is a deep, profound rest. Let my peace, a peace that defies all human understanding, guard your heart and mind against worry, against the memory of fatigue, and against the temptation to pick up the old striving. The psychological and emotional burden of keeping up appearances, of walking on eggshells, and of endlessly self-correcting to suit others is now entirely lifted. Feel the muscles in your shoulders relax. Feel the tension dissolve from your brow. I am giving you the supernatural energy to run the race with unwavering endurance. Keeping your eyes fixed intently on me, the author and perfecter of your faith, you are free to run without hindrance. Your new vitality is not based on temporary caffeine or fleeting motivation. It is a divine wellspring deep within your soul, a joy that no circumstance, no criticism, and no challenge can deplete. Embrace this divine exchange. You gave me your heavy weariness, and I am giving you my light, sustainable, and powerful strength. Go forth now and use this renewed vigor to fiercely pursue the assignments I have placed before you. Stop focusing on what you lost and start investing in what you have gained. Unlimited access to the source of all power. You are revitalized, you are strong, you are unstoppable. My strength is your permanent fuel. Run, my beloved, run. I command you to stop measuring your capabilities by your past limitations. You have been redefined. You are operating on a completely new spiritual bandwidth. The things that once drained you will now barely register on your spiritual meter. This is an internal, transformative reset, a deep restoration that touches the core of your being. I am not just giving you temporary energy. I am replacing the old, compromised systems of your soul with a perfect, efficient, and resilient model of my spirit. You will find joy in the early morning quiet, not fatigue. You will find peace in the busy marketplace, not agitation. This is the indisputable sign of your renewed strength. This restoration will become a powerful testimony to those around you who are still struggling under the weight of their own unreleased burdens. They will look at your unshakable peace, your steady gaze, and your effortless strength, and they will know without a doubt that a miraculous work has been done in your life. This is the divine proof that my grace is sufficient. Therefore, walk in this strength. Do not apologize for your newfound peace. Guard this wellspring of joy, for it is the defining characteristic of your new season. My child, I am leading you to a higher ground, a new level of faith that requires you to trust the unseen blessing and the unfolding promise far more than the visible burden you are currently feeling. This is a holy leap. You must know deep within your bones that the most profound results of your obedience are manifesting right now. Even when all the physical, tangible evidence seems completely absent to your human senses, the assurance of things hoped for is the very proof you need to stand absolutely firm in this decree to let go. You have my word. and my word is the only evidence you require. I honor the faith that acts before the feeling of certainty has settled like a comfortable blanket in your heart. This is the faith of Abraham, who left the familiar for a promise he could not yet fully see. You are walking in his footsteps. This is the crucial, defining moment to walk entirely by faith and not by sight into the glorious, abundant unknown that I have prepared meticulously for you. Your physical eyes can only see the gap, the ache, and the immediate emptiness. Your spiritual eyes, however, can see the magnificent bridge I am building across that void, a bridge made entirely of my promises. Focus on the bridge. Hold fast to the absolute conviction that my word is eternally true and my timing is utterly impeccable. I do not operate on human schedules or man's logic. I operate on eternal principles that guarantee your eventual and complete triumph. Do not allow the subtle delay of manifestation to breed doubt. Doubt is the enemy's silent weapon, and it seeks to negate the power of your obedience. Fight back with declaration. When the feeling of doubt tries to creep in, declare my promises over your life aloud. I am provided for. I am safe. I am advancing. I am watching you now. I am honoring this radical act of trust. You are not foolish. You are a spiritual pioneer stepping into the new territory I have opened for you. Your faith is your greatest asset. Use it fiercely. Do not look at the storm. Look at the one who commanded the storm to cease. Your provision is invisible, but it is real and it is more than enough. Believe the unseen. Claim the promise. My faithfulness is your reward. I understand the deep-seated, practical anxieties that assail you. You worry about the bills, the immediate needs of your family, the future security of your children. This is where the grounded reality of my grace meets your lived experience. I am not asking you to be irresponsible. I am asking you to be supernaturally reliant. This means you continue to do your part with diligence and wisdom, but you hand me the weight of the outcome. You trade the constant pressure of being the provider for the peace of being my trusted recipient. Let this faith be seen not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, consistent assurance that settles your heart every time you review your budget or face an unexpected expense. This peace is the indisputable evidence that you are seeing the unseen reality of my provision. Stop calculating your future based on your current resources. Begin calculating your future based on my boundless, infinite resources. This shift in perspective is the miracle of faith. I am calling you to a bold, courageous trust that will become a living, breathing testimony to every person who knows your situation. Your obedience in letting go of human support is now unlocking the floodgates of divine supply. Trust me with the numbers. Trust me with the logistics. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Trust me with the outcome. Your faith is a magnet for the miraculous. Activate it now. My sweet child, I want you to know the depth of my heart in this moment. This command to release, this necessary separation, is given with the deepest, most profound compassion imaginable. For I see and feel the pain it is causing you. I am not a distant, unfeeling God issuing arbitrary decrees. I am your Father, and your pain registers instantly in my soul. My mercy is upon you and is actively sustaining you even now in the midst of this difficult obedience. I am strengthening you not with harshness, but with a tender, gentle, and continuous care that only a loving Father can provide. Do not believe the lie that I am distant or disappointed in your struggle. I do not abandon you in this defining moment of separation. On the contrary, I draw closer now than I have ever been before. I am right here. Feel my presence. My love is the ultimate perfect healing balm that will meticulously mend every sorrow, every scar, and every single regret this release brings forth. I weep with you in the initial pain of the letting go, and I rejoice with you in the fierce, beautiful freedom that is guaranteed to follow. I share both your sorrow and your coming joy. You are unimaginably precious in my sight. My child, this entire command, this sharp, necessary correction, is the truest, purest, and most profound expression of my protective love. I would not allow you to remain on a path that would lead to your spiritual derailment. I stepped in because I love you too much to allow you to compromise your destiny. My love is the boundary. Let me hold you. Lean into the strength of my eternal, unshakable embrace. Refuse to shoulder this emotional burden alone. Let your grief be sanctified. This time of necessary pain will forge in you a spiritual steel that will make you impervious to future, lesser hurts. You are gaining resilience, not just surviving loss. You are worthy of this protection. You are worthy of this profound love. Rest in my compassion. It is your soft place in the storm. I am your gentle comfort. I will never leave you. I am intimately familiar with the specific sorrow you carry. You grieve not just the person, but the loss of the hope for the future you had built in your mind with them. You mourn the idea of what the relationship could have been, even though the reality was always destructive. Acknowledge that specific grief. Bring it to me. I want to heal the disappointment of the dream itself. I can replace that flawed human vision with a heaven-sent blueprint that is infinitely better and perfectly suited for your soul. Stop clinging to the ghost of a compromised future. Start embracing the certainty of my ordained future. This is the power of my unwavering compassion. I hurt with you, but I do not permit you to linger in the hurt. I immediately point you toward the glorious recovery that I have prepared. I am your restorer and your redeemer, and I will waste none of your pain. Every tear will be converted into spiritual strength and unshakable testimony. Trust my love to heal what a human connection broke. Listen to me, my child, for this is a foundational truth for your future. The entire structure of your next season must be built solely upon the rock of my Son, Jesus Christ. Any fleeting, temporary reliance on a shifting, unstable human foundation, be it a relationship, a job, or financial security, must be instantly replaced with the unmovable, eternal truth of my word. I am providing new, unbreakable cornerstones for your life structure: grace, peace, and righteousness. These are the non-negotiable elements of your new identity. Let your new house be ordered entirely according to my divine blueprint, not the flawed, easily compromised designs of man's approval or convenience. I am the master architect. My plans are perfect. Build with my materials. The stability, security, and peace you crave are found only in the eternal covenant I have made with you through my Son. This covenant is the only guarantee that will withstand every challenge and every storm. Man's promises fail. My covenant prevails. Own that certainty. Anchor your soul there. Build upon the certainty of my word, my beloved. And I promise you this: your house shall withstand every coming storm, every wave of doubt, and every wind of adversity. When others around you are shaken and their lives crumble due to reliance on human systems, you shall stand firm and unmoved. This is the indisputable power of a foundation built on me alone. Stop trying to prop up the old structure. Let it go entirely. Start constructing the new right now using the blueprints of my promises. Focus on the eternal, not the temporary. Your faith is the hammer, and my word is the nail. Build with conviction. Build with joy. Your new foundation is eternal. Your structure is acute. Your future is unshakable. Begin the construction now. I am providing the resources. I am your foreman and your architect. Build a life that reflects my glory. Your life is my masterpiece. My warrior, my king is calling you higher. You have built the foundation. Now dare to raise the walls. To pause now would be to betray the future. I am meticulously crafting for you, leaving your structure unfinished and your destiny compromised. I command your attention. Do not wound my heart by prioritizing the world's noise over the eternal counsel I offer in this very space. Your divine alignment is waiting. Finish this course and claim the final, unshakable assurance that seals your peace forever. You crave unshakable stability, my architect, and I call you to build it by fortifying my living temple. The clarity you have found is the living water that must now flow into the dry souls thirsting for truth. If the certainty of my word has now anchored your soul, I invite you to be a conduit of the river of life this ministry carries. This is a sacred, critical moment to fuel the fire that breaks the chains of others. Declare this truth. The harvest is ripe, and your generosity sends the light of the gospel forth like a blazing signal. I command you to sow generously. Every gift you offer becomes a shield of protection over your own house, multiplying the oil of anointing and securing your foundation. And with this command, become a partner in this glory now, and watch as I open the windows of heaven over your life. My child, look up. As you complete this act of powerful obedience and walk forward in your new purified space, I promise you this absolute truth. I am already in the process of bringing into your life new righteous connections, alignments that are purely heaven-sent, spirit-led, and specifically ordained for your next level of purpose. I will replace what you have released with divine assignments. People who will affirm my calling in your life, not question it. People who will pour into your anointing, not drain it. And people who will propel you forward, not hold you back. These are my gifts to you. The spiritual alignments I orchestrate are not for superficial friendship or temporary human comfort. They are for mutual edification, for shared kingdom purpose, and for the accelerated advancement of my eternal plan through your life. You will recognize them by the peace they bring. Wait for the partners I have already prepared and consecrated. Partners in faith, in business, in life, who will flow in perfect unity with your unique, unstoppable purpose. Do not settle for what is merely available or convenient. Wait for the ordained, the blessed, and the assigned. Your time of compromise is over. Your time of kingdom collaboration has begun. The right people will enter your life not in a moment of striving, but precisely at the moment you need them most, by my deliberate, perfect design. Their arrival will be a clear confirmation that your obedience was recognized and rewarded. Trust my timing. Trust my selection. I choose your companions. I secure your connections. Your destiny requires divine alignments. Prepare to receive them. The next season will be marked by synergistic, spirit-led relationships. Welcome your new assignment partners. They are already on their way. Listen to me now, my beloved. For this is the key to enduring the wait. The full vision of the why. The undeniable, crystal clear truth behind this difficult decree to let them go will come precisely when your faith is most fiercely tested. I am holding this revelation, this profound aha moment, for a strategic time in your journey. When the void feels vast, when the silence feels deafening, and when your soul longs for tangible evidence and assurance that you made the right, courageous choice, I will send the revelation that irrefutably confirms my protective action. You will not see this truth in a time of ease and comfort. You will see it most clearly in your moment of greatest need for me. This is my promise to you. I hold the evidence until that strategic, life-defining moment that will not only answer your questions, but forever solidify your trust in my future guidance. I am not keeping this revelation from you to punish you. I am keeping it to maximize your spiritual strength and dependency on me. When the proof arrives, it will be so unmistakable and overwhelming that it will forever silence the voice of doubt in your life. Look at your current anxieties. I know the struggle to trust the unseen when the fear of the future weighs on you. I am aware of the pressure to perform at work, the feeling of being overlooked, and the unspoken tensions at home that you carry in silence. This revelation is your answer to all of that. It will show you how the released burden was subtly sabotaging your ability to handle these current stresses. You will see that the person or situation I removed was actively slowing down the solutions I was sending to these very problems. The clarity you receive will become a perpetual, unshakable anchor for your soul in all future trials. It will be the unforgettable testimony you lean on when the enemy tries to plant seeds of regret again. This is your spiritual capital, an investment I am making in your long-term stability. Do not force the vision now. Wait for my timing. Be content in the darkness, knowing the sun is about to break through the clouds and illuminate everything. Surrender the timeline. Refuse to demand the proof now. Rest in the certainty that my promise is a guarantee. My love for you is a fortress. And this entire process is about proving to you that the safety and peace I offer are immeasurably greater than any comfort that person could have provided. Yes, trust my foresight. The proof is coming. The clarity will anchor you. Wait for me in the silence, and I will grant you the undeniable truth when you need it most to propel you into your destiny. I command you to embrace this strategic delay of revelation. Think of it as my divine signature on your future, guaranteeing that your trust will never be misplaced. When the truth is unveiled, it will not just be an emotional answer. It will be a practical, logical confirmation that addresses the very real-world concerns you carry. The financial fear, the relational isolation, the career uncertainty. You will see the clear, straight line between the release and the immediate solution to one of these grounded struggles. For instance, the emotional energy you were wasting on sustaining the dead connection will be instantly redirected by my spirit, giving you the clarity and focus to solve a complex problem at your job, leading directly to the recognition and security you silently crave. This direct cause and effect proof will establish my word as the singular, most reliable guide for your everyday life. Do not look for grand spectacle now. Look for the subtle, practical blessings that begin to multiply because the spiritual drain has been removed. This is the quiet work of your restoration. My truth is your ultimate security, and I will not unveil it until it can serve its highest purpose, to make your faith unshakable in a time of great need. Your patience is yielding a mighty harvest of certainty. Wait for the illumination. It is coming to secure your future. My warrior child, stand up and feel the new mantle of authority I have placed upon your shoulders. This radical act of obedience, this choosing of my voice above all other voices, has instantly elevated you to a new level of spiritual power and discernment. You are no longer navigating the world with a compromised, deluded spirit. You are sanctified and sharpened. You are now powerfully empowered to instantly reject all that does not perfectly align with the high standard of my holiness, my peace, and my calling for your life. Your soul has been purified, and your sensitivity to spiritual compromise is now acute. Use this power. Do not tolerate mediocrity or negative influence in your space again. Your ability to hear my voice and to act upon it without hesitation is now magnified and amplified. The noise that once drowned me out is gone, and my whisper is now a clear, commanding directive in your soul. Trust the first nudge. Trust the instant peace. That is the undeniable evidence of my spirit guiding you. The enemy has lost his access point to your life. The connection I severed was the door he was walking through to plant confusion, doubt, and chaos. A door is now slammed shut and sealed by my protective love. You walk in a sacred, sanctified space he cannot penetrate. Declare your territory. Command him to retreat. Embrace the mantle of courage I have placed upon you. You have proven you value my voice and my purpose above all human comfort and convenience. This is a rare and powerful faith. I honor this choice. I have given you the keys. My child, what you bind in earth is bound in heaven, and what you loose on earth is loosed in heaven according to my word and my will. Use that authority fiercely. Walk forward in the unshakable confidence that you are now operating from a place of spiritual elevation and impregnable defense. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Your obedience has secured your position. Your authority is recognized in the heavens and feared in the darkness. Do not retreat. Do not apologize for your power. Claim your ground. My authority is your shield and your weapon. Walk like the royalty you are. I want you to manifest this new spiritual authority in your everyday, grounded reality. This is not a theoretical power. It is a practical tool for your life. When the pressure at your job tries to overwhelm you, you are now empowered to bind the spirit of anxiety and loose the spirit of creativity and problem-solving into your assignments. When the unspoken tensions in your family try to disrupt your home, you have the authority to bind the spirit of discord and loose the spirit of peace and clarity over your household. This is the tangible, immediate fruit of your obedience. The people around you will notice the profound shift in your presence, the unflappable calm, and the unshakable confidence in your decision-making. They will see that your stability no longer depends on external affirmation, but on an internal source of power. This new level of discernment will save you from future financial and relational traps that you would have walked into before. Trust this new inner GPS. It is my spirit, now unhindered, guiding you with precision. You are an anointed commander over your own territory. Act like it. Speak with authority. Your voice carries my power. Harness this authority to order your world according to my divine blueprint. Your peace is a weapon. My beloved, your obedience in this painful release is becoming the powerful, saving testimony that will deliver countless others. You must look beyond your own immediate pain and see the profound purpose of your current struggle. Your story of freedom will be a magnifying light to those who are still bound, still clinging desperately to hindering connections that steal their life and potential. I will use this very trial to powerfully showcase my ability to rescue, sustain, and elevate my children, who choose my will above all else. Your present temporary pain is the necessary stark backdrop for the great glory I will reveal through your future success and sustained peace. The contrast will be undeniable. Be ready, my child, to share the undeniable, liberating truth that letting go of man meant a fierce, eternal grasping hold of God. This is the message of profound hope the world desperately needs to hear. Your future peace will be the irrefutable evidence that my way is always the right way. Even when it feels confusing and difficult, the world will witness the unwavering faithfulness of your Savior through your sustained peace, your unexpected prosperity, and your unshakable joy. Your life will be a living sermon, more powerful and persuasive than any spoken word. The testimony is in the transformation, in the resilience, and in the uncommon strength I have poured into you. Do not hide your struggle. Do not minimize your victory. Embrace the full scope of your story. Your journey is now a cred blueprint for freedom. I am creating a masterpiece of witness out of your willing obedience. Your deliverance is not just for you. It is for the generations I will touch through your testimony. Speak the truth of your freedom fiercely. Live the truth of your peace boldly. Your life is a light on a hill. Shine brightly. Magnify my name through your story. Your testimony is the key to another's freedom. Step into your role as a deliverer. Your freedom is proof of my love. This testimony, my child, is not about the drama of the break, but the stability of the recovery. I want your testimony to be grounded in the practical reality of your life. When you speak, share the simple, undeniable truths that resonate with the struggles of the common person. I was worried sick about losing my income, but when I obeyed the command to let go, my Father immediately provided a new, more secure resource. Or, I was constantly exhausted trying to keep that relationship afloat. And now that I am free, I have the clear mind and energy to truly focus on my family and my calling. This grounded evidence, this cause and effect demonstration of divine supply and renewal, is what will deliver the ordinary person who is also struggling under the burden of human dependency. Your vulnerability in sharing the before will magnify the glory of the after. I am transforming your pain into persuasive power. Speak with conviction, knowing that your practical, everyday peace is the undeniable evidence of my sovereign faithfulness. Your sustained joy will be the ultimate, crushing defeat of the enemy in your life. Let your life preach the gospel of freedom and provision. I am your victory. My child, I have spoken my word, and my word is life and truth. The work of releasing is complete and sealed in the spiritual realm. The painful but necessary work of separation is finalized. Now rest in the unwavering certainty of my everlasting promise that the work of rebuilding has now begun in my power and my perfect strength. I am with you always, in every quiet moment and every loud battle, even to the very end of the age. My spirit will never depart from you. You are not walking toward an uncertain future. You are walking on the solid foundation of my grace. Hold fast to the vision I have given you. It is your sacred inheritance and your crown of life, and nothing can steal it. The greatest blessings of your life are not behind you, my beloved. They are swiftly, powerfully, and gloriously approaching your new horizon. Prepare to receive them. Prepare for the overflow. Ritual of release. If you wrote the name or weight down earlier, take a moment to fold that paper again. Hold it to your chest and say, "Father, I surrender this to you." Then place it somewhere sacred as a sign that you will not pick it back up. Share and connect. If this word landed in your spirit, share it. Hit follow. Share this message with one friend who needs freedom, or join our community so we can walk with you. Your click could free someone else tonight. Go forth now in absolute peace. My beloved child, you are free because I have broken the chains. You are chosen because your destiny is written in my book, and you are eternally loved with a love that transcends time and circumstance. Fear no more. Walk in your victory. If that is your cry today, pause and type "I am free" in the comments. Declare it now and let heaven hear your yes. I am your all-sufficiency. I will honor your obedience with undeniable signs of my presence in the clarity of your decisions, the stability of your finances, and the peace in your heart. Your tears are dried. Your victory is manifest. Rest in my embrace. I love you, my child, always. My freed child, your deliverance is a spark that must ignite a global blaze. Do you feel the fervent fire of my love and the unfolding revelation of your freedom? That same grace is the fire that must now purge the doubt and fear from others. If you desire to see this chain-breaking word bring liberty to the multitudes, I call you into the sacred covenant of giving. Sow your seed today. Your partnership ensures that living manna is delivered to souls starving in the wilderness of their unbelief. I command you to look upon your giving as an investment in eternal life, where the harvest is guaranteed and protected from the devourer. Receive my promise. Tap the link in the description and sow what is on your heart right now. Even a small seed starts a great harvest. I will multiply your seed sevenfold, securing your financial peace and fortifying your testimony. This is not our quest. This is a spiritual command. Click the Give Support button now and plant your faith. Expect God to return it with overflow. Click the link and plant your faith now, because I'm waiting to release the overflow into your life. My child, our conversation today ends not with a whisper, but with a prophetic declaration that will shift your atmosphere. You have heard my voice calling you to release the hindrance, and now your obedience demands action. Go now to the comments and declare your freedom. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Affirm this truth and proclaim your liberation by writing, "I let them go, my future is free." Let the enemy see the unshakable certainty of your faith, and let your declaration seal the victory in the spiritual realm. Your testimony begins right now, amen. My child, I need your full, undivided attention right now, because what I am about to say carries the weight of heaven and the urgency of your next breakthrough. This is not just another video you stumbled upon. This is a divine interruption, a prophetic moment tailored specifically for your spirit. I did not bring you here by accident. The reason you are watching this is because it is finally time to let them go. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. You have been holding on for too long, bleeding silently and calling it faith, but today I am putting this word of truth in your hand and freedom within your reach. Do not pause this. Do not skip ahead. If you leave early, you will miss the very sentence that was sent to unlock your next season. Watch it all, because every word is speaking directly to your heart. And if you stay, I promise that by the end of this, you won't just feel different, you will be different, my child. I see the pain you have hidden behind your loyalty. You have clung to people and never asked you to carry. Today, I'm asking you to release them. not in bitterness, but in absolute trust. My beloved, I have seen every moment you have concealed behind that quiet strength of yours. You call it loyalty, but I call it wound you have kept bleeding beneath the surface. You have held on longer than most would, not out of pride or selfish gain, but because your heart is wired to love deeply. You fight for connection. You believe that redemption is possible even when others have stopped trying. Andes, I blessed you with that heart because it mirrors mine. But there is a difference between carrying someone in love and dragging someone out of fear. There are souls you have clung to, not because they lift you higher, but because you are afraid of what letting go might mean. You confuse your HF or abandonment with obedience. In doing so, you have placed yourself in chains I never offered you. You have whispered to me in the dark, Lord, if I just love them hard enough, or if I just stay a little longer, maybe they will change. But child, listen to me. I never called you to be their savior. That role has always belonged to me. Now I need you to trust me more than you trust your own need to be needed. I need you to unclench your grip, not to loose them, but to find yourself again in the place where you stopped breathing freely. You have wrapped your identity around people I only allowed for a season. I watched you give them your laughter, your secrets, your energy, and your time, all in hopes that they would see you the way I do. But they couldn't, not because you weren't worthy, but because their vision is ill-clouded by their own pain. I never asked you to help them. My child, you were never meant to be their crutch. I called you to be a vessel, not a victim of their inconsistency. And yet you kept offering parts of yourself that left you empty. You prayed for me to bring peace, while you continued to pour into a well that never gave water back. That is not the covenant I wrote for you. You have confused endurance with obligation. I am here to cut the cords that tether your heart to the weight I never intended you to bear. Hear me clearly. Love them, yes, but let them go. Bless them. Future release them to me. They cannot walk where I am taking you next. Their name is not on the next chapter I have written for you. Take 30 seconds right now. Breathe in, breathe out, and whisper, I release, then stand and step toward the freedom I am offering. I know it feels like loss. I know it at chess. But I promise you, this release will be the doorway to your resurrection. You will breathe differently. You will think differently. You will heal differently. And one day, you will look back and see this moment not as the end, but as the sacred beginning of ever. Thing you didn't know you were missing. So breathe, beloved, and let them go. Note in danger, but in trust I am right here. You have been asking me for clarity, for peace, for a breakthrough, but you're still holding on to the very thing I have been trying to remove. It is not punishment. It is preparation. My beloved, come closer, because what I am about to say must reach the inner chamber of your soul. You have come to me over and over again, asking for peace to flood your nights, for clarity to clear the chaos in your heart, for a breakthrough that will finally breathe her. You leaf into your weary days, and I heard you. I heard every word, every sigh, every tear that watered the soil of hope beneath your weary feet. But child, do you not see? You have been asking me to bless what I have been trying to remove. You begged me to fix a thing I already called finished. You have clung to the edge of a crumbling bridge, praying for restoration, while I have been standing on the shore of your next season, whispering, let go and come to him. I haven't been silent to punish you. I have been patient so your hands could finally grow tired enough to release what I never meant for you to carry this far. You ask for peace, yet you continue to reopen the doors I have already shut. You ask for clarity, but your eyes are still fixed on what was, not on what is becoming. You cry for breakthrough, but you have been trying to force it through the wrong battlefield, one that no longer belongs to you. Beloved, sometimes what feels like delay is actually divine protection. Sometimes my silence is the sound of me working behind the curtain of your understanding, removing pieces that would sabotage your future. What you call rejection, I have labeled redirection. What you view as a closed door, I designed as a sealed gate to guard the garden of your destiny. I am not punishing you. I am preserving you. I am preparing you. I am positioning you for something too holy to be dragged through the mud of old mindsets and expired connections. I won't let you build a palace on a foundation of fractured loyalties. That is not cruelty. It is a mercy that refuses to allow you to settle for less than sacred. This is the part of the journey where your faith must stretch past your feelings. I know it feels cruel. I know it feels like I am asking too much, asking you to walk away from what your heart still pulses for. But Herm, child, I am not asking you to walk away empty. I am asking you to walk away ready for the clarity you have been egging for, which cannot exist in the same atmosphere as confusion. Ready for the peace that doesn't cohabitate with compromise. Ready for the breakthrough that has been waiting behind the barricade of your unwillingness to release. I never denied you. I have simply been waiting for your full yes, your yes to surrender, your yes to separation, your yes to sacred solitude, because once you say yes, not just with words but with obedience, I will flood your life with evidence. You won't have to search for signs. They will surround you like sunlight breaking through. Ahmed Nitsky, I have already written the next chapter, but I won't read it aloud until you close the book of what I have already ended. Let me prepare you, beloved, not with punishment, but with a preparation soaked in promise. Let me show you how I work all things together. Let me show you what peace tastes like when it is not flavored with anxiety. Let me bring you clarity that is not clouded by fear. You want breakthrough, but I want wholeness. You want the door to open, but I want your heart to be strong enough to walk through it without shrinking back. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are in divine transition. And this tension you feel is not punishment. It is birth. It is the contractions of transformation, the stretching of your spiritual skin to hold what I am about to pouring. You are not breaking down, you are breaking free, and soon you will thank me for the noise you once called a heartbreak. You will bless the moment I removed what you were afraid to release, because what I am bringing next cannot be birthed in confusion. I know it hurts to let go. I know your heart feels tangled in the memories, the promises, the history. But what I am about to do next requires empty hands and a surrendered heart. Oh, my precious one, I have been sitting with you in the I have been watching, not from a distance, but from the inside of your tears. From the trembling hands that held on far past their strength, I have heard the way your voices shakes when you whisper my name, hoping I will give you our son to keep holding on, to see how much of yourself you have sewn into their story. Themeries are like old songs that won't stop replaying. The promises made in candlelight and chaos, the history that feels too sacred to abandon. You are not weak for feeling this. You are not faithless for remembering. You are human, and I love that about you. But child, what I am about to do in your life cannot be carried in clutter. Hands, I need you to come to empty, not because I want to take everything from you, but because I am about to fill you with something so holy, so weighty, that there can be no room left for what no longer belongs. You keep asking, why does it still hurt if it's over? It hurts because pain is not proof that it should stay. Pain is sometimes the echo of release, the sound of your soul mourning what your spirit has already outgrown. It hurts to let go because you love deeply. But loving deeply doesn't mean you must stay connected indefinitely. There are people you have been loyal to who were never loyal to your calling. They were chapters, not conclusions. If you try to stretch their part into the next scene, it will tear the pages of your destiny. You were never meant to carry everyone into your future. Some people can't breathe in the altitude I am taking you to, and I won't let them suffocate your wings. I am doing a new thing in you, but I cannot pour new wine into old skins. I will bless what I intend to remove. This next season demands surrendered soil. Let the roots be exposed, let the pruning begin, because what grows next will be unlike anything you have ever imagined. There is a weight of glory coming, of anointing of answered prayers so specific they will leave you speechless, but you must be unencumbered to carry it. I cannot put a crown on a head bowed to idols of the past. That includes idols of relationships, of expectations, of versions of yourself that were built in survival but cannot live in victory. I am not calling you to forget. It is okay to remember, but I am calling you to release, to bless what was, to weepify you must, and then Torise. Because what I am placing in your hands and Ext will need both hands, both A's and both feet moving forward without hesitation. Let the history go. It served its purpose. Let the memories rest. They do not define your future. Let the promises fall away if they were never meant to begin with. I am the promise keeper, and I am the one who writes the endings that become new beginnings. So come, child, come with empty hands and open palms. Lay down the photos, the plans, the silent hopes you tucked into pillows soaked with unspoken grief. Lay down what they said and what they didn't say. Lay down the version of love that wanted more than a field. Let me show you what happens when a heart is truly surrendered. Let me show you how light you will feel when the weight of carrying what was never yours finally lifts. There is peace waiting in the release. Beauty wrapped in the letting go. On the other side of this surrender, you will find me with arms wide and heart full, with everything you never dared to dream was still possible. You have cried out for healing, but healing cannot happen while you are still tied to the wound. Relationships are assignments for a season, not always a lifetime. Beloved, I heard every cry you whispered into the pillow when no one else was watching. The pain had wrapped itself around your ribs. It's like a silent storm. Is a wit I felt it, I wept with you. Yes, I, your God, sat with you in the sill. And so in your chest burned with the question, why does it still hurt so much? You longed for healing, begged for restoration, pleaded for the ache to leave your bones. But child, healing cannot rush in while your soul is still tethered to what caused the wound. You cannot cleanse what you continue to cling to. I know you meant well. I know you believed in the beauty of redemption. But there are some ties that must be cut. Not because love failed, but because your assignment with them was fulfilled. Every relationship is not meant to carry eternity's weight. Summa, rescaffolding, not foundation, temporary, necessary but not permanent. You have mistaken endurance for eternal alignment. You have wrapped your hope in timelines. In ever authored, I watch you love past reason, serve beyond measure, and sacrifice your sanity just to keep the connection alive. But my child, you were never meant to bleed just to keep others warm. That is not holy. That is not obedience. That is bondage in the disguise of compassion. It is time you saw the truth. I assigned some people to your life to teach, to test, to grow, but not to stay. Let the struth sink into your spirit. Seasonal connections become toxic when you try to make them eternal, when it try to shift you, but you grip tighter to what I am removing. The wound stays open. You are asking me to heal what you keep reinfecting with your own unwillingness to release. I can close the wound, but you must first stop returning to what cut you. It never called you to keep dead things alive. The friendship that once brought laughter now echoes with tension. The relationship that once felt like alignment now feels like a misstep. Because your heart is so pure, you have kept trying to resuscitate what I already pronounced complete. Hear me, beloved, nota lendings are evil. Some are divine, some are sanctified exits, sacred separations wrapped in the grace of finality. It is not betrayal, it is a blessing dressed in closure. You keep saying, but I can't just walk away, and I whisper back, then walk forward. Let me take care of the loose ends. Let me deal with the guilt and the what-ifs. You don't have to hate them to let them go. You don't have to villainize them to release them. Honor the season they were a part of. But don't force their shadow into your sunrise. Healing is here. Child, healing is hovering over your threshold like the morning dew, waiting to rest on the fields of your future. But you cannot walk in that healing while dragging what is meant to be buried. Theme of my presence cannot penetrate a heart that is guarded by grief over expired connections. So I am standing here once again with outstretched hands, offering you not just comfort, but completion. Let go of the wound. Untie your soul from what caused it, and then watch me do what only I can do. I will restore the torn places. I will stitch the spirit scars into strength, but I cannot begin the miracle until you end the masquerade. Don't confuse the end of our relationship with the end of your value. You were precious before them, and you will be glorious. After them, let me finish what is started and let the healing begin. I watched as you bent backward, trying to keep what was crumbling. But child, note everything that falls apart as a failure. Sometimes it is my mercy disguised as an ending. Oh, how I have watched you twisting yourself into shapes I never asked of you. Sacrificing rest, swallowing truth, shrinking your light to keep others from feeling overwhelmed by your glow. You bent over backward. Child, and I saw it all every moment you bit your tongue to keep peace. Every time you chose a silence over standing you for yourself. Every time you adjusted your heart to fit into a space too small for your calling. And still you ask me, Lord, why is it all falling apart? But beloved, what you saw as disintegration, I designed as deliverance. My mercy doesn't always come in soft light. Sometimes it arrives in storms that blow down what was never meant to stand. I allowed it to fall, not to punish you, but to protect you from what you couldn't yet see. You prayed for clarity, you prayed for peace. And when the cracks began to show, you thought you had failed. You what more all to have done, but I was the one doing the shaking. I was the one pulling back the layers, allowing the illusions to crumble. Not because I delight in your sorrow, but because I know what is on the other side of this fall. I am not the author of confusion, but I will permit discomfort when it becomes the only doorway to your destiny. That relationship, that community, that opportunity you thought you needed, as all the decay behind the display, is all the termites of betrayal, the erosion of purpose, the slow drip of emotional depletion. And I couldn't let you stay any longer, so I let it fall, and though it broke your heart, it broke the grip of what was breaking you. You confuse longevity with legitimacy, but note everything that lasts is good. Some things endure simply because no one has the courage to walk away. I didn't want that for you. I love you too much to let you settle in places that drain you. So I let it crumble. I let the conversation cease. I let the doors close. I allowed the silence to settle. Not to punish, but to pause you long enough to hear me again. Because when everything else fell, you turned toward me with the kind of desperation that makes room for transformation. That is when I could finally begin building what I have been waiting to give you all along. The fall wasn't a failure. It was the foundation for freedom. So wipe your eyes, beloved. This isn't the end. This is their introduction. The unveiling, the holy interruption that realigns your path with the promise. Stop mourning what I removed in mercy. Stop framing loss as defeat. What fell apart was never strong enough to hold your future. I didn't abandon you. I advanced you. I cleared the clutter. I made space. Worth is sacred, now with hands no longer burdened by trying to hold what couldn't stand. You are finally ready to receive what I have prepared. Let the ashes fall where they may and rise. Not in revenge, not in regret, but in resurrection. What I am building now will not fall. Because this time, child, I am laying the foundation myself. Stop chasing those who have already left emotionally. I never called you to convince people to value you. I called you to remember that I chose you before the foundation of the world. My precious one, stop running after what has already turned its back. You have poured your heart into trying to be enough for people off the table long before the conversation ended. I know how deeply that cuts. I know what it does to your confidence when someone you loved with your whole being slowly pulls away. Not with a scream, but with a silence as Salade toes. Listen to me now. I never asked you to chase. I never called you to convince. I never asked you to dime your divine brilliance just to earn crumbs from those who couldn't even recognize your worth. You are not meant to be tolerated. You are meant to be treasured. While you have been exhausting yourself proving to them that you are worthy of staying, I have been whispering, you have always been chosen by me. Let this truth thunder through the chambers of your heart. Before the earth rotated, before the ocean skissed ashore, before stars were flung like fire across the velvet canvas of night, I picked you. I etched your name into eternity's scroll, not as an afterthought, not as a backup plan, but as a beloved masterpiece, a carrier of purpose. You were called before you were conceived, loved before you were looked at, and treasured before you ever tried to earn it. Yet you have been running in circles trying to get people to see what I already sealed over you in the heavens. I watched you shrink yourself to fit their preference. I saw you water down your joy, dilute your dreams, and silence your voice, all so they wouldn't leave. But child, some people walked away, not because you were too much, but because your light exposed their shadows. It was never rejection. It was revelation. Stop following behind ghosts. Stop reaching into places that no longer carry your anointing. When someone leaves emotionally long before they physically go, that is not your cue to chase. That is your signal to shift. I have not called you to be a beggar at edibles. I never sent you to every time you run after them. You walk away from what I am trying to bring to you. There is a divine replacement waiting, but your hands must be empty. There is a heavenly upgrade prepared, but your heart must stop clinging to the outdated. There are voices coming who will see you not for what you offer, but for who you are. And they won't require performance. They will recognize your soul like one mirror recognizes another, and beloved, even if they never come. I am here. I, the Lord your God, chose you. You don't need their validation when you have my voice. You don't need their approval when you are marked by my favor. You don't need to prove anything to anyone whose spiritual eyes were never calibrated to see the weight of who you are. Stop chasing people who have already let go. Let your spirit return home to me, where love is not our ward but our reality, where you are never too much, where your laughter is safe and your tears are shed. I have already said you are mine. The day you stop chasing their attention will be the day you start walking in the fullness of my intention. Keenly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. You don't need the world to name you. I already called you beloved in my kingdom. That name cannot be revoked. You kept waiting for them to come back, to apologize, to understand. But you don't need their closure to walk in your calling. I am your closure. Child, I see you waiting at the edge of memory, watching the door they walked out of, hoping that somehow someday they will turn back and say the words you have longed to hear. I'm sorry. As see you now, I understand what I did. You rehearse it in your mind like a script that never gets acted out. You fantasize about the moment they realize how deeply they wounded you. In the meantime, your heart is strapped in the hallway of what-ifs. But I need you to hear me with fresh ears, because what I am saying right now will sever that soul once and for all. You don't need their closure to walk in your calling. You don't need their apology to begin again. You don't need their understanding to move forward. I am your closure. Closure is not the moment they explain themselves. It is the moment you stop needing the explanation. It is the divine clarity that dawns when you finally recognize that their silence no longer controls your story. It is when you stop waiting to be chosen by those never assigned to your future. You think you need their words to heal, but I have words that heal deeper. You think their return would repair the fracture. But what if it told you that my embrace seals what human hands could never mend? What if it told you that the closure you crave is actually a distraction from the calling I have placed in front of you? My child, they may never come back. They may never understand. They may never own what they did. And yet I am still calling you forward. Their absence is not a roadblock. It is our revelation. You don't need their remorse to rise. You don't need their confession to be free. I have watched you cry in loops, your prayers asking me to bring them back. Not to stay, but just to say something. The T makes it all make sense. But child, I am the God of truth, and my truth is this: you don't need to understand them to understand me. My peace doesn't wait for their apology. My healing doesn't need on their validation. My breakthrough isn't built on their return. It never required their permission to bless you. It never needed their support to elevate you. What I have planned for you doesn't sit on the foundation of human regret. It is rooted in my unshakable grace. When you finally release the hope that they will come back and fix it, that is when I can show you the do. Where I have been waiting to open, the one that doesn't need anyone else's key. So, child, take your eyes off the doorway of their return and fix them on me. Let my presence be your closure. Let my voice be the final word. Let my hands gather the broken pieces they left behind and shape them into a testimony that silence is shame. You are not incomplete. You are not unfinished. You're not stuck at waiting story where they return to write the next line. I have already written it. I have already redeemed it. What is next does not include looking back. Lift your head, dry you. Her tears breathe again. You are free, not because they made it right, but because it made it holy. This is your moment, not of reunion, but of resurrection. Walk away from the need for their words and run toward the Word who became flesh. Just to tell you this, I am your closure, and I am enough. The ones who walked away didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because your spirit outgrew their presence. I have been pruning you for greater fruit. I beloved, hear me now. Not just with your ears, but with the tender places of your soul that still sting with abandonment. And each of their absence, their exit, their silence, their turning away, it has made you question your worth. Is he how you have asked in the quiet? Was it enough? Was it too much? But let me speak with holy clarity and unshakable truth. They didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because your spirit began to rise, and they weren't ready for the altitude. You've been blaming yourself for growing. But child, growth is not betrayal, and obedience to me is never too much. I have been stretching you in secret, expanding your capacity, pruning your heart, sharpening your discernment. While you were focused on staying loyal to everyone around you, I was focused on aligning your life with your calling. There came a moment, though it broke your heart, when the circle around you could no longer contain the call within you. They couldn't digest the depth of who you were becoming. Your spirit started to carry weight that made the shallow uncomfortable. You didn't do anything wrong. You simply outgrew the version of life they were willing to live, and because they couldn't follow, they faded. Because they couldn't control it, they criticized it. Let me repeat this so it marks your memory forever. Your growth is not the reason for their absence. It is their reason for your ascension. I prune who I love. I cut back what I have called to be our much fruit. Highly you mourned the branches. I removed those relationships, those friendships, those once close companions. I was rejoicing over the harvest I was preparing. You saw loss is all liberation. You felt deserted is all development. Beloved, you have not been forsaken. You have been fine-tuned. Those who were not thrown away, they were released. Where I am taking you, note everyone go. The soil of your next season cannot hold weeds of insecurity, jealousy, or manipulation. It needed to make space, and it needed to do it now, not because I am cruel, but because I am kind. I saw what you couldn't yet see, what staying would cost you later. I would rather you awaken a moment of pruning than perish in a field of familiarity. So lift your eyes. Child, this isn't rejection. It is refinement. It's not abandonment. It is alignment. What fell away was not discarded. It was discerned. The fruit I am about to bring forth from your life will taste sweeter, last longer, and speak louder than any explanation they could have given. You are not a victim of disconnection. You are a vessel of divine distinction. You were set apart before you. You were even seen. Those who blessed them, released them. Andrus, your spirit didn't grow alone. It grew with my breath, and what I prune, I always prosper. You have confused loyalty with bondage, but true love never manipulates, never belittles, never drains. What I give grants peace, not pressure. Child, I need you to pause, breathe, and hear me say this with the gravity of heaven behind every word. You have confused loyalty with bondage, and it is time to sever the cords that have wrapped themselves around your heart in the name of false devotion. You were being faithful, but you were actually being slowly drained. You thought you were honoring them, but you were dishonoring yourself. It never asked you to lose yourself to keep someone else comfortable. It never called you to chains and called it commitment. What I give doesn't suffocate. What I bless doesn't burn you out. What I join doesn't twist truth into obligation. You have worn their disappointment like armor, hoping it would protect their relationship. You let their manipulation dress itself in the costume of concern. Because your heart is skinned. Because your spirit is soft. Because you don't like to give up on people. You have tolerated behavior that chipped away at your joy, your voice, and your fire. But listen, beloved, true love does not belittle. Real connection doesn't require you to be small so someone else can feel big. The love of Jiv does not come with guilt trips. It comes with grace. It lifts, it restores, it gives you room to grow, to breathe, to bloom. It doesn't box you and or blame you for evolving. It sees your wings and helps you fly, not clip them out of fear. They told you that love means staying no matter what. But I tell you, love means discerning. Love means understanding the difference between covenant and captivity. Some of what you called love was actually fear. Fear of losing them, fear of being alone, fear of being misunderstood. But child, I didn't give you a spirit. Fear, I gave you power, love, and a sound mind. That sound mind is what I am awakening right now. A discernment is rising. That inner compass, long buried beneath years of walking when emotional exhales, is being recalibrated to my voice. And my voice is saying, let it go, let them go, and let the truth go free. Loyalty that keeps you bound is no longer love. It is idolatry. You don't have to prove your worth by enduring what I never asked you to carry. You don't have to earn rest. You inherit it. You don't have to beg for peace. It is your birthright in me. From this moment on, may you be loyal to me, voice above their volume. May you choose freedom over familiarity. May you remember that anything that adds pressure without purpose, that drains without refilling, that manipulates while pretending to care, is not from me. I am not the author of bondage. I am the Prince of Peace. And what I give will not crush your chest with confusion. It will clear the air with clarity. Let me lead you out of the fog of false loyalty and into the light of my liberating love. You were never meant to be chained by the name of love. You were meant to be changed by the truth of it. Yes, they were part of your story. But note, every chapter is meant to carry the same characters. Some exits are divine edits. My beloved, come sit with me closer still, because there are some things a cred need to whisper into the very marrow of your being. You keep revisiting the old chapters, flipping back through memories like fragile pages worn by grief, asking me why they had to go, why the ones who once felt like sunlight now feel like shadows. Is it how you rehearse the laughter, relive the conversations, replay the moments when it all fell, trite only to be jolted again by the silence they left behind? Hear me clearly now. Yes, they were part of your story, but no every chapter is meant to carry the same characters. Some exits are not betrayals. They are divine edits made by the author who knows show the ending must unfold. You've been trying to glue back scenes I have already cut. You have tried to write them into future pages when I have already turned the page. I am the master storyteller. Child, every story I write has rhythm, redemption, and revelation. In ever remove without reason. In ever without excellence. The people who were once central to your development were never meant to be permanent residents in your destiny. Some were placed for a scene, a sentence, a season, to teach, to test, to transform. But now the story is shifting. The narrative is maturing. It is time for you to release the pen and trust the one who holds the entire scroll. If I have removed them, it is because their role has reached its resolution. I know their presence once felt like home. I know their voice once has soothed your chaos. But if you hold too tightly to the past, you will forfeit the plot line of your future. Don't confuse their absence with abandonment. Don't mistake their exit for error. Sometimes my edits feel like loss, but they are actually leading to liberation. They had to leave for you to grow. Their departure was the doorway through which your anointing could stretch its wings. It was never meant to be a punishment. It was always preparation. and thought the silence they left behind may feel deafening now. It is clearing space for the sacred soundtrack I am about to release in your life. A harmony of healing, hope, and holy alignment. Sodra your tears, my child. Close that chapter. Noten bitten a blessing, thank me for who they were, forgive them for who they weren't, and then release them back into the river of my will, the ones who are meant. Taste cannot be lost, and those who have been edited out were never meant to carry the weight of your next assignment. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. What is ahead is a chapter so drenched in glory that you will one day look back and whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for the divine edicts that set me free." Trust the story. I am still writing it, and I never miss a line. You have just let go of what was never yours to carry. Now let me lead you into the harvest that has been waiting for your release. Just as you have surrendered pain, I am inviting you now to sow into purpose. When you give, whether through a super thanks, a membership, or a seed via PayPal, you are not just supporting a message, you are fueling a movement. My word is going forth like fire. And every gift you sow becomes soil on the altar, light in a dark place, hope for someone else's midnight. Did I not say? Give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. This is your moment. I am calling you to be part of something eternal. Your gift doesn't just go into a platform. It flows into my kingdom. I will bless it. I will multiply it. I will. Pour favor over the ground. You sow into act now. Scroll to the description, release your offering, and unlock what I have already prepared for your next season. Trust me with the silence they left behind. I can fill that space with revelation, restoration, and relationships rooted in purpose, my precious one. The silence they left behind has been loud, hasn't it? The kind of quiet that isn't peaceful, but piercing. You lie awake at night, listening for a message that never comes, checking the spaces where they used to be, hoping that maybe, just maybe, they will. I'll return and fill the emptiness, but what you see as absence is opportunity. What you call loneliness, I call holy vacancy. Child, trust me with the silence they left behind. It is not a void, it is a vessel. I am about to pour something into it so sacred, so supernatural, so stunning that you will weep not from sorrow, but from satisfaction. I know you miss their voice. I know the memories sneak up on you like soft shadows at sunset, making your heart ache in places none sees. But that silence, that space, it is not for grieving, it is for growing. When they left, it carved out a hollow, but not two. Haunt you to house me. That empty place was never meant to be filled by their return. It was made to receive my revelation. I have things to show you in this silence that you couldn't know when the noise of their presence crowded the room. Their voice may have gone quiet, but mine is getting louder. If you will lean in, you will begin to heart things you missed before. Answers wrapped in stillness. Strategy nestled in peace. Clarity forming like constellations in your night sky. I will not leave the silence barren. I will fill it with restoration, not just recovery. I will bring people into your life who don't just take up space, but who carry substance. People whose love doesn't require performance. People who eat the oil on your life and still choose to serve. Note exploit, I am sending connections rooted in covenant, not convenience. People who speak life into your calling, not poison into your confidence. But first, you must allow me to cleanse the silence from the residue of regret. Let me wash it clean with worship. Let me sweep it with truth. Let me prepare it as a temple, not a tomb. Trust me when the phone doesn't ring. Trust me when the room feels too quiet. Trust me when the memories press in like waves, because every second you remain in this holy hush is a second I am preparing an outpouring. I am the God who fills, who restores, who rebuilds from ruins. I am not just adding voices to your life. I am aligning voices that echo my heart. You are not forgotten in the silence. You are focused. You are not abandoned. You are being anchored. The revelation I am placing in this space will become the very foundation of your next elevation. Don't rush to replace what I have removed. Let me fill. Let me form it. Let me flood it with the kind of glory that makes you forget you were ever empty. You are in a divine pause, but it won't be quiet for long. I didn't let them walk away to punish you. I allowed it to protect you from what your heart couldn't yet see. My child, come near and feel this truth press against your H. I didn't let them walk away to punish you. I allowed it to protect you. I know it didn't feel like protection when the doors slammed. I know the silences sounded more like a sentence than a saving grace. I saw the way you reached out with trembling hand. DS, hoping the goodbye was just a pause. But no, beloved, it was the ending you needed. Even if your heart wasn't ready to admit it, is all what you couldn't, is all behind the curtain, beneath the charm, past the illusion, is all the slow decay, the subtle erosion, the spiritual leak that was slowly draining you dry. You loved purely, but their presence was becoming poisonous. And because you're precious to me, I stepped in not to hurt you, but to shield you. There are times when my greatest mercy is manifested not in what I give, but in what I take away. While you saw loss, I was performing surgery. I removed what was compromising your capacity. I cut ties that were tying you to cycles I had already broken. I closed doors that led to dead ends. And yes, I let them walk because you were too entangled to leave on your own. You kept hoping they would become what you prayed for. Even as they kept showing you they couldn't, you kept defending their potential while ignoring the pattern. But I am not bound by sentiment. I am bound by sovereignty. Is all the storm ahead? And in my mercy, I disrupted the connection before it cost you more than just your peace. What you thought was abandonment was actually an ambush averted. What you called heartbreak, I called holy intervention. I didn't expose everything to you at once. Because I love you, some truths are too heavy for one moment. So I led you gently, quietly away from the edge. I pulled you out before you fell deeper. Now that the dust has settled, you are beginning to see the red flags you once painted white. The moments you overlooked, the peace you sacrificed, the laughter you lost trying to keep them happy. My child, that wasn't love. It was survival. I never created you to just survive in someone else's storm. I created you to soar in the skies of freedom. I have been guarding your heart since before you knew what danger felt like. When I removed them, it was because your future was too important to risk. So stop asking what you did wrong. Stop replaying the why when I have already answered it with peace. They left because I held them out. I hardened the situation, not to harden your heart, but to heal your perspective. Now, I need you to stop seeing their absence as punishment. It was never wrath. It was rescue. As you continue to heal, you will begin to thank me for the closed doors, the unanswered texts, the distance that saved your destiny. Kindly show your support for our community by Contra. Ibuting super thanks from $50 to $100, because what is coming next could not be built on shaky foundations. And now that your heart is no longer tethered to what I removed, I can begin the real work. They're storing, they're building, they're introducing of you, whole, healed, and held by my hand. There are places I am taking you that no everyone can follow. The higher the calling, the narrower the circle. This loneliness is not abandonment. It is alignment, beloved, leaning. Because this next truth may sting at first, but it will set your spirit soaring. There are places I am taking you that no everyone can follow. Yes, it feels like isolation now. It feels like the circle keeps shrinking, like the phone grows quieter, like the invitation stops coming. But don't confuse a subtraction with rejection. Don't mislabel this divine distillation. This is not abandonment. It is alignment. You are not being cast out. You're being carved out for something greater, something higher, something so specific that only a few can breathe at that altitude. I am taking you higher. And higher callings require lower noise. This loneliness, though painful, is strategic. It is sacred. When Istrapoi the crowds, I amplify my voice. I silence distractions so your spirit can finally discern direction. You see, some people can't go where I am sending you, not because they are evil, but because they are not equipped for the elevation. The pressure at that level changes everything. It exposes character. It stretches capacity. Many will not be willing to grow the way you are. So one by one, I have removed the ones who would only weigh you down in flight. You have cried over the empty seats at the table. But child, I am preparing a feast note ever. None was invited to, some are spectators, some were scaffolding, and some were never meant to see the view from your next mountain. I know it hurts. I know it feels like you're walking through a wilderness of one. But his desert is not your destination. It is your development. In this quiet place, I am fortifying your faith. I am strengthening your soul. I am burning away every residue of dependency on people who could not carry the weight of your destiny. When you come out on the other side, when you emerge from this season, you will walk with authority, not just because of what you have gained, but because of who you have become in the fire. Your voice will carry clarity. Your presence will carry weight. The room will shift, not because you are popular, but because you are prepared. So don't resist this divine lone lines. Embrace it as the classroom of your calling. When you learn to walk with me in silence, you will never beg for noise again. And soon, yes, very soon, I will send you those who can walk at your pace, not to complete you, but complement you, not to cling, but to collaborate. You will recognize them not by their charm, but by their spiritual chemistry. Until then, walk boldly, love deeply, and trust fully that you are not being forgotten, you are being forged. The narrow path is not the lonely path, it is the chosen path. And to you, child, you are chosen. Your heart has been heavy, not because you lost them, but because you lost yourself trying to keep them. I am restoring you first. Oh, my beloved, I have been watching not from afar, but from the very center of your hidden heart, as though when you started disappearing little by little, in the name of love, you silenced your voices others could be louder. You changed your pace so they wouldn't feel left behind. You adjusted your lights so it wouldn't cast shadows on their insecurity. But child, let me speak something that cuts through the fog of your fatigue. Your heart has been heavy not just because you lost them, but because you lost yourself trying to keep them. Now I am calling your name, not to scold you, but to restore you. You forgot how to breathe without permission. You forgot what it felt like to laugh without scanning the room for approval. You traded your God-given brilliance for a fragile piece built in emotional eggshells. That is not love, child. That is self-reassurance. It never asked you to vanish just to make someone else's stay. You thought you were loving them, but you were slow. Lie bleeding yourself dry. And now where you are, wondering why you feel so numb. Sound like yourself. But Herm, precious one, is every piece of the version of you that got buried beneath the effort. I am here to call it forth like Lazarus from the grave. You are not lost. You are hidden, waiting to be revealed again. This season isn't about replacing them. It is about recovering you. The you that dreams freely, the you that walks in confidence, the you that doesn't apologize for being both soft and strong, fierce and faithful, kind and courageous. I'm not just restoring your joy, I am reintroducing you to yourself as I do. The heaviness will begin to lift, not all at once, but layer by layer, like the sun breaking through a fogged window. I will untangle the knots of overextension. I will dismantle the lies that told you your worth was tied to their willingness to stay. I will remind you how I made you in my image. For my purpose with my breath, let me do this. Child, let me hold you steady as I rebuild you. I am not simply healing your heartbreak. I am resurrecting your identity. Once you are whole again, once you were. Remember who you are and whose you are. You will never again trade your authenticity for temporary approval. You will walk into rooms no longer wondering if you belong, but anchoring the atmosphere with your presence. This is not just recovery. This is a holy reawakening, and it begins now with you, not with their apology, not with their return, but with my restoration. And I promise you, what I restore will not resemble the brokenness you remember. It will be better, bolder, and born in glory. You thought walking away meant failure, but walking away was a doorway to freedom. What feels like the end is the exact place where I begin again. My child, I know how heavy your steps were when you finally turned and walked away. I know how your hands trembled, how your heart shattered with every inch of distance you created between yourself and what you once called home. Even now, even after all this time, the enemy whispers you failed, you wavered, you gave up too soon. But I need you to hear me now. Hear me like thunder wrapped in tenderness. Walking away was not failure. It was freedom. You didn't give up, you grew up, and I was the one guiding every step of your exit. Not away from love, but toward life. You see, there comes a point where staying becomes more dangerous than leaving, where loyalty turns into self-betrayal. You reached that point, beloved. You didn't leave because you were weak. You left because something in you finally remembered your worth. You said no more, not in bitterness, but in bravery, and is mild, not because I enjoy your sorrow, but because I saw your soul choosing me over comfort, choosing destiny over dysfunction, choosing growth over guilt. You may not feel strong, but I assure you, every step away from what was suffocating you was a step deeper into my presence, child. I honor that kind of courage. What feels like an ending to you is an entry point to me. I specialize in beginnings disguised as loss, in resurrections that come wrapped in ruin, and deliverance born out of devastation. Yes, you mourned it. You wept like something haddied, and something did. A version of you that tolerated too much. A version of you that lived for their validation. A version of you that forgot how to be free. And now out of that grave I am raising a new thing. You have walked through the fire, and the ashes are still on your feet. But I am washing them now. I am dressing you in new garments. I am preparing you for what is next, because walking away didn't end your story, it freed your per. And Sosto Pasking, if it was a mistake, stop wondering if you should have stayed. I was in that moment. I was in the silence that gave you peace. I was in the inner knowing that wouldn't let you stay small. I am still here, waiting to walk you into the wide open place I have prepared. A place of clarity, a place of purpose, a place where your gifts aren't drained but drawn out. A place where love doesn't cost your identity. What ended was not a failure, it was a fulfillment. The closing of one chapter to begin the one that will redeem every tear. This next chapter, child, I am writing it with fire and freedom. You walked away from what broke you. Now watch me build what blesses you. They didn't break you. They revealed the cracks I came to heal. What tried to destroy you became the doorway through which I entered with power. My precious one, the pain you walked through wasn't the end of you. It was the unveiling. I watched you crumble under the weight of betrayal, disappointment, and confusion. You wondered, why did they treat me that way? Why did it end like this? Why did it hurt so much if it was supposed to be love? Even now your heart beat, with echoes of that pain, and your mind sometimes replays their words like a cruel melody. But let me lift the veil from your understanding. They didn't break you. They merely revealed the cracks that were already there, and it is those cracks, child, that I can heal. You see, you have been holding yourself together for so long. Smiling when you were grieving, helping others when you yourself were unraveling. When they left, when they said what they said, when they did what they did, it didn't create the wound, it exposed it. That moment became a mirror. You weren't just weeping over them. You were weeping over years of unspoken expectations, suppressed pain, childhood scars, and silent struggles. Their exit pierced something deeper than their name. It triggered places you never told anyone about. And, child, Isawi told Irushidin Natoshimiyu for breaking, but I meet you in the breaking, when everything else fell away. My hands became your floor. This is what I want you to see. The pain they caused didn't destroy you. That was a precise crack through which my glory has begun to pour. Think of the alabaster jar. Only when it was broken did the fragrance fill the room. So too your heart, though shattered, now releases a deeper worship, a fuller surrender, a rawness that invites me in like never before. Don't resent the pain, redeem it, because I am already using it. I'm already turning it. I am already building from it. What was meant to break you has become your birthing place. The very people who tried to bury your joy became the shovel that dug the well where you now draw from my spirit, beloved. You are not broken, You are being rebuilt, you are not ruined, you are being reformed. The power that is rising in you now was always there, hidden beneath the striving, the pleasing, the performance, but now in the silence they left, in the ashes of what was, I am raising a new sound from your life. A sound of power, of confidence, unshakable identity. They thought they ended you, but I have only just begun. What they meant for harm, I have wrapped in my hand and turned into holy ground, so walk forward. Not limping in shame, but standing in strength. You don't need to fear the cracks, because where the world saw damage is access. And now, child, I am flooding in. You thought your life fell apart when they left, but what is really happening is that your identity is falling into place. My child, I know what it felt like when they walked away. It felt like your world cracked open and swallowed everything familiar. It wasn't just their relationship that unraveled, it was your rhythm, your sense of belonging, your mirror of who you thought you were. You looked in the aftermath and couldn't even recognize yourself. The laughter, the energy, the dreams buried beneath rubble. In that aching silence, you asked, God, is this what falling apart feels like? But hear me now. What felt like a collapse was actually a holy construction. You didn't lose yourself in that moment. You began finding yourself in a way you never have before. There are seasons when everything you depended on to shake, not punish you, but reveal where your foundation really lies. You had given them too much power to name you. You had woven your identity into their perception of you. Their opinion became your compass. Their approval became your peace. When they walked away, it wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual disorientation. But child, listen closely. I'm not letting you stay disoriented. I am resetting your identity, not around them, but around me. I am realigning your soul with the blueprint I wrote before anyone ever bore. Okay, your heart, because what is falling away isn't you. It's the version of you that was never rooted in truth. They saw parts of you, pieces of you. Maybe they loved a version of you that played small, that accommodated, that didn't challenge. But I love all of you. Event the parts you hide, especially the parts that are awakening now. The part of you that no longer apologizes for your fire. The part of you that is relearning boundaries, relearning joy, relearning rest, and yes, it is disorienting. But this sacred undoing is how true identity emerges. Like a sculptor chipping away marble, I am carving you out of the stone of survival. You are not falling apart. You are finally falling into alignment with who I created you to be. So don't curse the moment they left. Don't mourn the version of life that was built on a shaky scaffold. What is rising now is the authentic, anointed, bold, beloved child of God, who no longer boasts to performance, and that brilliance of you. That is who I have been waiting to walk with, speak through, and bless beyond measure. You haven't been destroyed, you are being defined one day soon. When you look back, you will say that was the moment I came alive. What they left behind was only the shell. But what I am revealing now is your soul, worthy, unshakable, mine. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you are finally free to grow into the version of yourself that doesn't need validation to be valuable. My beloved, is all the trembling in your spirit when you finally said, I have to let go. It wasn't easy. You questioned it 100 times in a single breath. You worried it made you look weak, selfish, heartless. You wondered if letting go meant you gave up too soon. If somehow, someway, there was one more prayer, one more sacrifice, one more conversation that could have fixed everything. But let me now whisper this truth into the deepest corner of your soul. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you finna. Got free from a loop, free from Ellie, free from the exhausting burden of proving your worth over and over again to those who never saw your full light. You spent years trying to be enough for everyone else, twisting, adjusting, smiling through discomfort, making yourself smaller just to keep the peace. All along you were suffocating, drowning in expectations, starving for peace. I kept knocking, gently at first, louder as time went and whispering, come up higher. Child, there is more. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing soup or thanks. from $50 to $100. You were afraid that letting go would make you look like a quitter, afraid that walking away meant failure. But in my kingdom, release is not retreat. It is revelation, it is realignment, it is remembering that your value isn't up for negotiation. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no longer asks others for permission to be radiant. You are walking into rooms no longer trying to read the temperature, but becoming the thermostat. You are learning to walk in love without losing yourself in the process. And that version of you, that is the one I have been preparing. She doesn't need to be validated to know she is valuable. He doesn't need constant affirmation to feel worthy. You now understand that peace is not selfish, boundaries are not betrayal. Choosing your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being is not failure. It is faithfulness to my voice. So lift your head, my child. Letting go wasn't the end. It was the entrance into liberty. From this place of freedom, I will teach you to love deeper, not because you have to prove anything, but because you finally love from overflow instead of defy. Sit, you will pour without depletion, you will give without losing, you will shine without shame. Those who come into your life now will meet the real you, not the performative version, not the appeaser, not the one tied in knots, but the healed. Whole heaven back to you. You didn't fail, you found yourself, and now with me, you will flourish. If they had stayed, they would have stunted your growth. I removed them because I refuse to let anything hinder what I have placed inside you, child of mine. This may be hard to receive at first, but it is truth, and truth will always set you free. If they had stayed, they would have stunted your growth. I know you wanted them to remain. I know you begged me in tears. Just let it work. Lord, just let them fix it. But while you were praying for preservation, working on protection, while you were asking for connection, I was orchestrating your liberation. There are people whose presence in your life was beginning to cap your calling. In my mercy, not in my cruelty, I removed them before they could compromise the destiny I planted in you before time began. Some of them loved the version of you who didn't yet know your worth. They clung to your confusion because it made them feel powerful. They preferred the version of you that sought their permission, their praise, their peace. But the moment you started growing, and you started hearing my voice more clearly, setting boundaries, walking in boldness, they grew uncomfortable, though you didn't notice it at first. The spiritual friction increased. What you called drifting was really distinction. I was separating the oil from the water, the wheat from the chaff. Not to punish, but to preserve, because my child, there is something I placed inside of you that cannot be negotiated. Your calling is too costly to be compromised. Your anointing is too precious to be polluted. You kept asking me why they changed, but they didn't change. You did. You evolved, you shed your skin, you broke cycles, you started glowing. And what once felt familiar now felt foreign because your spirit outgrew the soil they refused to cultivate. They were not willing to rise with you. They weren't bad people, but they were limited people. Limited by fear, by pride, by their own unhealed wounds. If I had allowed them to remain, they would have dragged you backward while I was calling you forward. They would have spoken doubt into your divine ideas. They would have misread your passionate pride. They would have exhausted your boldness out of their insecurity. So I stepped in, not because I was taking something from you, but because I was making room for what you were born to become. So stand tall now. I know it hurt. I know it felt like loss, but what you lost in comfort, you gained in clarity. What you lost in connection, you gained in capacity. I will fill the space they left, not just with people who can walk with you, but with a deeper version of you. One who no longer needs to be shrunk to be accepted. One who can grow unapologetically into the fullness of my purpose. You didn't lose their presence. You gained your becoming, and I refuse to let anyone, even someone you loved, stand in the way of what I have ordained. This is not rejection, this is refinement, and what is coming next will prove it. I didn't take them to hurt you, it took them to heal you. because if they had stayed, you would have kept bleeding silently. Oh, beloved, I need you to feel this next words, not just in your ears, but in your bones. I didn't take them to hurt you. It took them to heal you. Is all what you wouldn't admit. I heard the cries you silenced. I watched you put on the bit. Rave face while your heart bled beneath your smile. Though you were functioning, you weren't free. You were loyal, yes, but you were also leaking. They didn't see how deeply they cut you again and again with their words, their absence, their inconsistencies. And because you loved them, you covered it, you called it love, you called it grace. But I called it a wound masked as loyalty. I refuse to let you bleed to death for the sake of keeping peace. I am the God who binds up the broken-hearted, the God who trades ashes for beauty. But in order to heal what eats the surface, I sometimes must remove what keeps reopening the wound. That person, that situation, it wasn't just painful, it was poisonous. You were slowly adjusting to dysfunction, slowly normalizing sorrow, slowly accepting that pain was the price of love. But love, real love, the love that I give, does not cost your peace. It doesn't drain you of joy. It doesn't leave you empty while claiming to care. So I stepped in, not because I am cruel, but because I love you too much to let you stay bound and bleeding. They didn't even realize how much they were costing you. The emotional labor, the anxiety, the way you second-guessed your value in their presence. You started lowering your voices so others could dominate. You started shrinking your soul so their ego could breathe. I couldn't let that continue. Not for another day. I had to intervene not with wrath, but with rescue. You prayed for healing, and this is the answer. I couldn't pour new wine into a vessel still cracked from their neglect. So I began removing slowly at first. I created distance. I pulled your heart back from the edge. And though you cried, you also began to breathe. That heaviness wasn't just grief. It was relief. Now you are healing, not just on the outside, but in places even you forgot were broken. As you walk forward, you will begin to feel your strength returning, your joy reviving, your laughter no longer laced with pain. I am rebuilding your trust, not just trust in people, but trust in yourself, trust in your discernment, trust in your spirit, trust that you no longer need to endure what it never asked you to accept. The more you heal, the more you will realize I didn't take them to punish you. It took them because I love you, because I chose you, and because the next season of your life demands your wholeness. Not your wounds, child, you are healing now. For real, you felt me carry you from where they left you. Now I am asking you to help carry this word to someone who is still waiting to hear my voice. If this word landed in your spirit, share it with 3 people right now. Your share could be someone else's miracle, as is said in my word. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. You sowed tears in your own season. Now sow wheeling into someone else's. This is your divine opportunity, not just to hear me, but to partner with me. Give as I lead you, and I will release provision, protection, and overflow over every area of your life. Don't delay, scroll down, click the link, and sow with expectation, because I always return what is given in faith. You have been grieving Holft. But I need you to start rejoicing over who is coming. What is ahead will make sense of everything that had to be released, my dear child. See how often your gaze has remained fixed on the rear-view mirror of memory. You have been rehearsing the goodbye, reliving the echo of absence, and your soul has been anchored to shadows. I have watched you sit in the seat of sorrow, mourning what once was, and wondering if you will ever feel whole again. But clearly you have been grieving Holft. But now I need you to start rejoicing over who is coming. What I am preparing will not only restore your hope, it will redeem your entire journey. You see, I have been working behind the scenes while you have been wiping tears. While you felt abandoned, I was arranging alignment. While you felt forgotten, I was crafting divine appointments. You only saw the door closing, but I saw the entire hallway opening. I need you to lift your head now, not just to look forward, but to see forward. What is a? It is not random, it is precise. Every person who will enter your life in this new season will carry purpose, not confusion. They will water your soul, not drain it. They will speak to your potential, not your insecurities, and when they come, child, you will realize that their lease of what you lost was their requirement for what is about to arrive. The pain you endured was never wasted. I am the God who repurposes sorrow. I am taking the ashes you have wept over and turning them into the soil of something sacred. You may not understand it yet. You may still feel the of what walked away, but trust me, what I am sending next will silence every lingering doubt. I am not just sending people. I am sending mirrors. Individuals who will reflect who you really are, not who you were forced to become in survival. Relationships that will carry safety. Friendships that speak in covenant, not comparison. Alignments that feel like rest, not wrestling. You are not entering another cycle. You are entering a shift. So begin to praise now, not because you feel like it, but because praise is the posture that attracts what is in the way. Let gratitude receive in the mystery. Let faith sing over the wounds because your weeping has endured. Yes, but joy is not only coming, it is already in motion. This next chapter is not about loss, it is about launch. What is coming will not only make sense of the release, it will cause you to rejoice over it. The tears you have cried are becoming rain to water your next garden. Let me lead you. Let me surprise you, and above all, let me fill the space you cleared with something so divine it leaves no room for regret. Some of the greatest healing I will do and you won't come from their return. It will come from your release, child. I know this might be hard to hear, but I need you to receive it fully. You have been holding your breath, hoping one day they will return and say what your soul longed to hear. You have imagined the apology, the embrace, the explanation. While I understand the need you to understand this. Some of the greatest healing I will do and you won't come from their return. It will come from your release. Healing is not about who comes back. It is about who you become in my presence. Regardless of who stayed or who walked away, you have waited on closure like it was a key. But child, you had the key in your hand all along. Forgiveness is not permission for them to do it again. It is the unlocking of the door that has kept you bound. I know you still replay the moments. I know you still crave understanding, but healing doesn't always wear the face of resolution. It often shows up as release. It looks like crying without bitterness. It looks like blessing without baggage. It looks like walking away without the need for revenge. And it feels like peace, real peace. The kind that settles your spirit, even when your questions remain unanswered. Let me do the healing now. Child, let me into the places you have guarded with memories. Let me touch the part of you still waiting for justice. Still waiting for someone else to fix what they broke, because I am your justice, I am your balm, I am your advocate, your defender, your healer. You don't need to wait for them to see your worth, for you talk in it. You don't need their validation to release your destiny. Even if they never say a word, I will speak over you again and again. You are whole, you are chosen, you are mine, you are free. Release is not a sign of weakness, it is the fruit of strength. It says, I no longer need you to carry this with me. It trust God more than it trust your apology. When you do that, when you let go, not in resentment, but in revere. For what I am doing in you now, you will begin to feel the healing flow. You will feel the weights fall off, the pressure lift, the lies dissolve. You will realize that your freedom was never on the other side of their return. It was always on the other side of your release. Let me walk you there, one step at a time. No more chains, beloved, only freedom. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. I closed that door to bring you to the one I have already opened. My precious one, you have wrestled with the of being left behind. You have cried into your pillow asking me through sobs, why did they choose to walk away? Why didn't they choose me? I felt every tremor of that pain, I counted every tear. But I need to uncover something now, something deeper than the surface wound. What you called rejection was in truth my redirection. I didn't let that door close to punish you. I closed it because I already opened one that aligns with who you are becoming. You have been interpreting closed doors through the filter of inadequacy. You thought if I had just done more, loved more, waited longer, been quieter, or worser, Andra, that the outcome would have changed. But child, hear me. You were never the problem. You were simply misaligned with what could not carry you into your next season. No closed doors to shame you. I closed them to shield you. There are places I am taking you that require the absence of confusion. Sometimes that means removing people, platforms, or plans that you clung to because they were familiar. But ideal noting comfort, ideal in calling, and your calling is too sacred to be left in the hands of someone who only half saw you. The pain of rejection has a way of branding your soul if you are not careful, but I am peeling back that false narrative now. Rejection doesn't mean you are unworthy. It means I have something better aligned for your worth. It means that person, that path, that place couldn't sustain your purpose. They may have closed the door in your face, but I am opening a gate before your feet, a gate called destiny, a path called peace, a road paved with glory. You will walk it not as someone who was left behind, but as someone who was chosen to rise above. So lift your eyes from the closed door. Look at Kearney. Our heart toward where I am pointing, not where you have been planted. I am not asking you to fix what I have already finished. That relationship, that season, that cycle, it is done. But you are not. You are entering a new dimension of favor, clarity, and courage. The door they closed will pale in comparison to what I am opening. You will look back one day and thank me, not just for what I gave, but for what it took away. Because it wasn't rejection, it was mere directing you into everything I promised. I am not the God who will aves you where they left you. I am the one who meets you in that place and carries you forward with power. Child, I need you to heart this with your whole soul, because I know where you were left. Although the door shut behind them, I felt the void that followed. The silence is so loud it almost broke. I watched as you stood in that space, abandoned, bewildered, and bleeding. But let me speak clearly. I am not the God who will aves you where they left you. I am the God who finds you in that wilderness and carries you out, not crawling but crowned in strength. I have walked every lonely road you stumbled down. I have sat with you in the places none else even knew you went. The dark rooms, the unanswered texts, the nights where the only thing you could say was, Lord help me. And I am, because where they left you was never where I intended for you to stay. Their absence did not cancel my presence. Their silence didn't erase my voice. In fact, it is in that abandoned place that I have spoken the clearest. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are men. You have been walking with a limp from that abandonment. But I am here to restore your stride. No longer will you define yourself by where they left you. No longer will that moment mark your identity. I am rebranding your pain as power. I am rerouting your grief into glory. I am rebuilding the very areas that felt like ruins with gold refined in fire. When I bring you out of this season, because I will bring you out, it will be with a strength that others cannot understand. They will ask, how are you still standing? And your spirit will answer, because I was carried by the God who never left. Don't judge your story by where it was interrupted. I am not done. What felt like the end was a command, my sentence. I am still writing, still weaving, still working. And you, yes, you are rising. You are not stuck. You are not forsaken. You are held. You are moving forward. And the place they walked away from will become the place I launch you from, because I specialize in comebacks that begin where others left off. Child, this comeback is already in motion. Watch what I do next. You have wept there long enough. It is time to rise. I am not just telling you to let them go. I am giving you the strength to do it. Because what is coming next demands all of your heart, not just what is left of it. Child of my heart, this is not just a call to surrender. It is a divine empowerment. I am not standing at a distance shouting commands like a cold general. If this message has tired you, subscribe and join this fam. So you don't miss the next word of promise, then share it with someone who needs shop today. Amen.